stars. I wonder how we got here, I wonder how we made it this far. And I don't know who you are, but I like the way your heartbeat dances like a daydream after dark. So if you come a little closer, then we can get a little higher. Come on and come a little closer.
Yesterday's bracket has blown things open for the teams just outside the top 4, and we see Titans and Carmine Corp and BDS drop out of the tournament earlier than expected. Today, 4 hopeful teams stare onwards towards the grand finals, but it only fits 2. And furthermore, the crown can only be worn by 1. Welcome to the Rlcs European Qualifier number 4. We got a pre-show in front of us. I'm Leaf. Alongside me, James Bott is bringing the NA vibes with you. I've lost mine. They stole it from me. And Johnny Boy and Shogun will keep the European vibes, James. Thank you for joining me. I felt
happy to do it. You know, I answered the call. Europeans were like, hey, we need somebody from NA to come over here and represent. So, you know what they did? They grabbed the best and brightest. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, I was hoping that would have been me, but I guess. No,
you live over here.
You're just European now, mate. All right.
I was going to say, you guys have done a great job of not being too mean to me. It was just the perfect amount of mean, Johnny.
Yeah, well, we've got the NA show now, and then the NA show, the Not American show. So you do qualify leave to the Not American.
Oh, okay. Very smart. All right. Let's talk about today. We got lots to cover. Oh my God, lots to cover. But first off, let's just see where we are, because we're about halfway through the season. Oh my gosh, we're getting closer and closer. It feels, Shogun, like things are going so quick in 2024.
Yeah, they certainly are at the moment, and I feel like a lot of the teams will be thinking, oh my goodness, we are running out of time to get these going. But for 2 of the teams, especially today, they'll be very happy with how this has been. To this point, they are over in that open qualifier number 4. We've got 2 more open qualifiers. And from there on out, it is only majors and it is world championships. We are playing for the big moments from here on out, and if you have a bad day, you might be having a bad season.
One of those big moments, of course, is at major number 2. We got Copenhagen out of the way. It was a blast, and hopefully you guys will be joining us in London for major number 2. It's going to be a blast. I foresee the future. Get your tickets.
Yes, Leaf. Blast with the production team. You don't need to keep running in.
He's scoring points.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it was fantastic. Ticketmaster.co.uk. Did I do it right?
No, not dot.
Oh, okay.
Got it right the first time. Not dot.
I was lectured on how to say that one. It's still somehow harder than Billy. But let's get to some recap. In case you guys weren't here yesterday, kind of weird, kind of sus, but you know we're looking out for you. We had some playoff bracket start yesterday, which brought us down to our top 4 teams. Let's talk about what they were fighting for, because coming into this qualifier, points had been increased. We needed, James, a comeback mechanic, because a large gap had appeared between top 4 and the rest. So now there's a little extra points on the line.
Yeah, specifically when you're talking about the World Championship. You know, it's like when each of these new rounds of qualifiers for the majors, everyone starts at the same spot, which is 0. But the World Championship race is the big one. So there is more of a reward for doing well in this second phase of the season. But I think like right now, especially after yesterday, a lot of people coming into this world thinking that the top 4 in EU were going to remain untouchable. But things have gotten quite interesting. So that World Championship race for top 4 is getting pretty hot. Yeah,
I mean, you see it right here in that if you're just kind of glancing at this, you might, not notice that a couple of the big dogs didn't make it into the semifinals. Carmine Corp and, of course, Team BDS probably would have been expected teams to make it through. They got knocked down by Oxygen and Resolve, respectively. This is one of those big stories of yesterday. Johnny, it felt like Europe had a secure top 4, but that wasn't true.
Yeah, I couldn't believe this was happening even as it was happening, and it's not because Oxygen Esports lack talent on the roster. It's because Carmine Corp have got that plot armor. It just seems inevitable that they're going to make it to the grand final of every event. They're going to win every regional event. Matsira has never missed a championship Sunday since his first ever split in Rlcs with Team Queso. So it just seemed completely impossible. Even when Oxygen were into that game 6 on match point, I still thought, yeah, KC are obviously winning this, surely. No, apparently not.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that one was unlikely, and then we go into BDS against Resolve, and we're like, all right, normalcy shall resume. Normalcy was nowhere to be found, James Bott. Monkey wasn't too happy with what he saw whatsoever, but a lot of fans will be.
We saw some diabolical plays off the post and off the bar. I mean, talk about actually times. It was a bit crazy, and like Johnny mentioned before with plot armor in the last series, you were thinking surely BDS is going to get this reverse sweep and we'll see the French top 4 make a comeback. It just didn't happen. So those first 2 series, I think many people had a lot of confidence and both of those French teams that fell yesterday. So now with BDS being that number 4 seed and losing that World Championship race has been blown wide open.
Well, I want to look on the positives and on the teams that won those matches, that knocked out those two teams. And of course, the first one was Oxygen. Joyo is that fresh move over. There were questions, some ups and downs. It didn't look as sturdy during the Swiss round as it may have, could have been, but they're now in top 4, Johnny. And this is great for this squad. This is exactly the move they were looking for.
Yeah, both of the upsets yesterday favored Oxygen, because not only did they win, which improves their points and gives them, already a top 4 standing in the split, but BDS lost, and BDS are currently EU 4 seed after Copenhagen was done and dusted. So the gap is getting smaller and smaller in points for Oxygen. They can actually get within 10 points if they win this event of BDS. They don't even have to do that though. They just have to make sure they qualify for London, and a team like BDS don't, for example. And that's currently the way the points are structured. But what a result! I mean, if somebody's going to take down KC, if somebody's going to end Vatira's Championship Sunday streak, it only feels right that it is Joyo, the player that was left by Vatira way back on Moist back in the day. So I think this is fitting for Joyo to get revenge eventually on Rise and Vatira by ending their streak of wins.
And in his interview, he was just saying how it felt so good with his results lacking compared to his former teammates. Excellent result for him, and just a fun experience for the fans all around. I think there was a lot of expectations on that Oxygen team, and man, they've already delivered. So now everything beyond here is icing on top of the cake.
No, it really is, and it's icing as well for Cash on Resolve. That was the other team that ended up knocking down BDS. This was huge. James Shogun was just saying how he's like, no, this is where normalcy will come in. Everyone expected, okay, we're only going to get one of the big dogs knocked down, but then it happened again.
Yeah, we had a bit of a different style of French Revolution. This time the French, the ones not at the helm, getting knocked down. Team BDS, they started really slow. And there was a few, we're starting to get that trademark Monkey Moon lean in more and more series. If you were watching this one, it happened again. BDS, it just seems like, obviously they've got the talent, they've got the skill, they're there. But just a few uncharacteristic mistakes in the shooting department, in the finishing department, it really cost them. But Cash, I think, had a special series, and I love the interview with him at the end. Just calling out the doubters once more, also throwing some shade at Ixo. That was pretty enjoyable. So all around, just a great series to witness.
I disagree on the Monkey Moon lean back, by the way. I don't think that's a sign of tilt. I think it's the exact opposite. I think he's trying to dodge the bad vibes. He sees the bad vibes coming.
I don't know.
Like a Neo the Matrix.
I don't know. I think if there's one thing that would signify tilt, it would be full body tilt leaning back in your chair. He is tilted out. He's starting to make a little bit of a habit out of it. I mean, if that's a mental block for Monkey Moon, there's no doubt about it. He missed some very easy chances in Copenhagen, missed some very easy chances yesterday. And, he is, for his whole career, Mr. Consistent. He is the guy who's just playing simple Rocket League and doing it really well. So to see this is very surprising, but he has to get it sorted soon because they're currently outside of the top 4 for the split, still in the top 4 for the entire season. But if they don't make the major, then suddenly Oxygen are nipping at their heels and looking to take away their world spot.
Well, Johnny, it was you and I asked you the question, can it happen? And it was a lot of hesitation, like, nah, this gap feels too big, but it's open now. I mean, like with BDS specifically being knocked out, they're not getting points here.
Well, you see, if BDS were able to win yesterday, they would be on 54 points, and then they'd still be looking to get a win today and, keep that gap nice and healthy. But the fact that BDS were the team to also miss the top 4 really, really makes this a lot more interesting because Oxygen are still in the tournament, BDS are not. And that gap, like I said, just has to be 16 points or less going into the major. If BDS are not there, they will be hoping Oxygen don't make a top 8. Suddenly, that sounds a lot more realistic.
Well, there's still a couple more recaps to go here, but it's the nice and easy. If you got TikTok brain, you're going to love this one. It's the top 5, the juicy stuff, the best of the best. Getting into it. Do you want to start us off, Johnny, with our number 5 then?
Yeah, let's take a look at what Alpha's doing here. Nice little ceiling recovery. And then straight back down to the ground there. Oftentimes players will fall off the ceiling. Not this time. He jumps off the ceiling to get down quickly and shoot the ball underneath the defender. Beautiful goal by Alpha 54.
We do go over to number 4 and sort of keeping on the track of recovery. We see the first touch and then Ivan decides, oh, wait a minute, I've still got some of this. I can get myself back down and put this one underneath a charged defender who honestly knew absolutely nothing about it. So Ivan, new lease on life, and he's showing up when his team needed it.
Yeah, but we need money, so let's get some cash. This was a huge goal. Not only the shot, the pinpoint position, but the game-winning goal. This was Game 7, Champions Field, and Cash pulls this out, hitting that. It was huge. The pop-off was amazing from the cannon.
Shogun, I gotta talk about this one though. Joya was popping off all series long. You get the musty pass. It's not about just getting the goal. It's about setting up your teammates too from end to end. This man was critical all over the field. He was peaking, Shogun.
Oh, absolutely. He was unbelievable the entire way through. So what could we possibly find to beat it? Well, there was only one more play. It's Zen, comes in, gets the recovery off the flip reset, backflip into it, and realizes, okay, I've done all this incredible stuff mechanically. The job still isn't done. I'm going to keep following this. This is at real time, by the way. We did not speed this up. That is
Not bad.
So many decisions made in no time at all.
I mean, it's okay. Not a bad top 5. Decent.
Didn't make. I know you're very critical, Johnny. Was it
I
okay?
mean, I'm
right?
somewhat impressed. You know, I'll give it a pass,
better than usual.
but I'm not blown out of the water. I think there was one, player who really stood
you got
out.
someone? Okay.
Yesterday, really stood out. I mean, it really just stood in the same place all day, pretty much.
Who
I've
was
got the top 7 plays by the post, and this really does, I think, take the cake from yesterday. Bit of a lucky one to kick things off. Don't think the post knew much about this, but it does do a good job clearing the ball upwards to make a follow-up shot difficult. You see there that it bounces the ball up in the air instead of centering it to the open net. Pretty similar situation here. This is a much better save by the post, though, because that could have been a first-time goal. Look how it clears it again, very high away from any follow-up shots. Now, this is a great save. Look at the angle of the save on the post here. Unbelievable. Passes it back to the defender to get the clear. And now let's switch series here. Take a look at what BDS are cooking up. Not a whole lot, because that's one save by the crossbar, and then a follow-up save, double save by the crossbar to deny 2 goals back-to-back. You can see another angle of it here. I mean, the post
is everywhere.
Completely saving Cash there, who did not have the top shelf covered. Number 3, though, Seiko, point-blank range, unmissable. Not this time. The post with a huge save, and it even deflects it away from a Chronic who probably didn't even know he was own goaling. Now, let's take a look at another one. Monkey Moon versus the post. Who's going to take it? The post, and it clears it to safety again. Back corner. Let's take another closer look here. The post with an unreal stop on Monkey Moon. And at number 1, we've got not 1, not 2. We've got 3 saves back-to-back by the crossbar. BDS with a little bit of crossbar challenge there in Game 7. They just could not hit the target. The crossbar was too big. And Monkey Moon's head shakes his it all.
What a sturdy defender. I mean, I think that's probably a peak performance from the post. I've definitely seen it working in my games before, but never at a level like that.
No, I mean, the post almost saved Zen's shot as well. You can't forget about that. It was that close. So
that's true.
I mean, the post got assist of the day, if you think about it. It was unbelievable on both sides of the pitch. What a player.
All right, time to move it on to a little challenge that we brought to ourselves. You know, we like to compete when it comes to the predictions. We're competing with you guys, by the way. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. But for now, we also started a fantasy league team just for this weekend to see who could get the team and pick a team with snake drafting or snake order drafting of who would get the most goals, average goals per game. Now, most of us are locked in, but I want to remind people what our players were. Shogun, you had Rise, Joyo, Cash.
Oh, Rise not doing a lot for you there, buddy.
No, Rise. I really think he can pull it back to... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he's
out.
Yeah, he's kind of there. So I need Joyo and Cash to really pick up the pace of the rest of my team. I'm not last, though. That's the good bit.
Mr. Bot beside
I'm
me.
in the same situation. You had Rise, I had Atto, and man, I was really glad. Redosin, I told you, was my wild card pick. He's carrying my team. So I still have a little bit of hope. I think Itachi's going to have a better day today. Redosin, I mean, that average is already pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, I thought maybe I would have some good picks. I went first. I went with Vatira right away, but again, of course, they're knocked out. So my numbers are all locked in here. Oli was a bit of the carry, but no one over 1.0 for me. So
oh dear.
Yeah, I think I'm locked in the middle. That's usually where I end up in these kind of things.
Oh wow, yeah, this guy. I don't believe CJ has. Not only has he got he's got 3 players who have all scored a pile of goals, but they're all eliminated, so they can't even go down in goals today. This is an absolute scam. Atomic did nothing all series. They scored 5 goals in one game. CJ again with just the
2 players over 1 point. Oh, that's just not fair. How do you
Meanwhile,
get
me, like Zen and Oski, I need some more goals from these guys. They both won yesterday, but they didn't score any goals. So, you know, they played very well, clearly, but they didn't score many goals. So, gonna need a real haul from those two today for me to come back. And Monkeyman obviously couldn't get the 1v1s against the post, so my score is not looking too great here. I'm way back.
I think your only Zen goal was the one that got number 1 in the plays. I'm not sure if he got any more than that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's 1 goal out of 4 games, so that was it.
Whole squad wasn't doing too bad though. A couple 1.0s.
Well, I hate that Stumpy's
still
going
in
to get
this.
credit for this. Stumpy wasn't even here for the draft of this one, and it's Cole and Stumpy for this team.
Okay, well
They're all still in the tournament as well.
leaderboards.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's pure scam.
So Cole's players are all still in the tournament. CJ's are not. So if Cole's players score a bunch of goals, Cole and Stumpy,
CJ.
then they can overtake
Johnny,
CJ.
I think you have a good chance at making a comeback here.
I think I can get
I'm not
top
going to
three.
lie. I think
Top
yeah,
three.
I think you can. I think I'm going to be fighting you to try to make top 3.
Yeah, top 3 is on, buddy. It's
All right.
us.
One last little bit of recap I want to get out here. We had 2 other regions playing on the weekend. Here was APAC and OC. I want to quickly throw the brackets up on the board just so you guys can get caught up in case you weren't able to catch these. I know for some of you that might be at times that you're not able to watch here. But starting off, of course, with APAC, it's Elevate with another win there, Johnny.
This is, really, really interesting situation. I mean, Elevate, they would take the grand final 4-2, but the first 2 games in that grand final were forfeit wins for Gladiators, as Sphinx was unable to connect to the lobby. They were able to fix that issue after a couple of games were forfeit. It's a 1 game at a time forfeit system, which is really good. Otherwise, they would have forfeited the whole series by not being able to connect there. But after connecting, they won 4 straight. So Elevate with another regional win in APAC.
And speaking of another regional win, Power, James, with a 4-peat on the board. They are just so far ahead of everyone else.
Not as dominant as their previous qualifiers, but still taking home the dub. I think they proved as well in Copenhagen that they are the team from OC. So a lot of other teams going to have to try to figure out how to play catch up. But Power continuing to have the success and probably setting their eyes on London at this point.
All right, Shogun, I don't think your head was big enough, so we're going to give you a whole section dedicated just to you. It's all yours, baby.
It's the 2 most dangerous words back to back: Shogun and analysis. Let's go.
Oh, God.
But we're going to look at maybe the safest words: Archie and defense, and mostly his defensive decision making. I think the one phrase I want to go with on this one, firstly, unbelievable save on this. This one's not necessarily analysis. That's just ridiculous. It's the word I want to really focus on here is staying relevant. He is always relevant to the play. Does not jump in unless he knows he is needed. You can see, and this is going to be a bit of a recurring theme as well, Vatira would like to get rid of Archie on his way through. That's not going to be an option. Archie's always got it. And now I want to pause about here-ish, really. You can see from the spot, Atto has jumped. And to Archie, usually he'd be trying to consider, all right, if this is a pop-up from Atto, I've got to defend against the outplay. But the moment Atto has jumped, Archie is already latched onto the fact this is a pass. Where is Vatira? Where is the passing options? How can I get there quick? And now we play from here, he's already spotted it. He knows where Vatira is. I'm going to get there as quickly as I possibly can. And that leads to a goal purely from how just smart and quick these decisions were made. Back onto the Vatira, trying to get bump situation. Here we go, off the wall, gonna try and recover and get rid of it. Nah, she's not falling for that one, mate. And also gets the clears always into the corners, nice and safe. We're gonna have a look at it one more time. Vatira wants to land, get the setup, and then take out Archie, but a little bit of a fake out helps just there. This one's a bit of BM. Just, I'm gonna let you watch as your teammates concede. You tried to demo me. You don't get that. You don't get a goal. You get scored on. Enjoy that one, Vatira, as Joyo goes ahead and puts the series a little bit closer to out of reach. But this is the big one to me. As we just pause here, this is so quick. He makes this look so easy, despite the fact that it is a split-second decision he's got to make. We've already seen Joyo. He's gone flying into the goal net. He is not relevant to this play anymore. Oski has been demoed. He is not relevant to this play. It is 1v3, and Archie realizes that he's already seen Vatira get one demo, knows that if he goes straight back to net, he is dealing with a potential outplays from Rise most likely, and Vatira trying to chase him down for the demo. So let's not deal with that whatsoever. Let's cut in field, know that we are very likely going to lose the challenge, but lose it well enough that Oski has got time to recover, to come back from that demo and get into positions. Let's have a look now from the play. Realizes, okay, Vatira, he's coming through. Not going to deal with that whatsoever. I'm going to cut through and Oski can get the stop. It is just a constant, safe pair of hands that Oxygen desperately needed. You can see from Joyo's POV, look how comfortable you can be. And we saw the benefits of that as well as the series went along, because Joyo realized Archie's just got us covered. I can do whatever I want. And Joyo did kind of do whatever he wanted throughout that series.
It's wonderful for Joy. If you can have a teammate that you can rely on so defensively like that, it's going to allow you to have that freedom offensively, which is clearly being successful for them. So we'll see if that continues on today. Before we get to kickoff, though, I want to play a little game. We haven't played a game in a while. So I told you guys to get your whiteboards ready. Thought we'd try something new here and see how it would go. I was thinking back to the good old days. You know, we're all boomers now, and I'm like, remember high school? We had yearbooks. And in those yearbooks, oftentimes people would vote, who's the most likely to be a famous actor. I thought, what if we could apply that to Rocket League players or ourselves? So I've got a bunch of questions here. You're going to write down. Chat, I'd love you to get involved too. If I spam them, I'm watching them. If there's any good ones, I'll pick them out. But
I may have forgot to get I was very distracted. I had all brainwaves from the last
all right, everyone
one.
vote. Most likely to fail at the task. Shogun.
Definitely
we know the answer to that one.
I'm trying to figure out potential solutions here. There's not many of them.
I mean,
You
how
can just
far
think.
away is the whiteboard?
We'll just get you to say it out loud.
I can figure this one. I can do this. I can race this.
Oh, you got bye.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
All right, well, you go get your whiteboard. Let's get the first one out here. You might have to miss this one, but all right, in our first series today, who would you count on to single-handedly carry the team to victory? Who's going to be that player, the most likely to single-handedly carry the team to victory? Out of either two of the teams that we have coming up here on kickoff, Resolve or Vitality.
Resolve Vitality.
Yeah, out of those 6 players.
Is this even a question?
Okay, I feel like this is I want a softball on this one.
Is this even a question?
Are we gonna try to buy some time here?
Oh, look at that! Off, so you've also got like the majority of my shopping list on here. So, we're all good. What was the question?
Who is the most likely to single-handedly carry the team to victory in our first match?
Resolve
Which
Vitality.
player? I feel it's an easy one.
I don't want to say it.
We should be synced up.
I think I'm going to change my answer since Shogun's just got back.
Okay. We've got 2 competitors really in chat right now. It's between Cash and Zen for chat. What about you guys? Let's flip them.
I got
Riddleson.
Here we go.
Oh, shoot! Post!
I've got blue. Oh wait, can you even see it through there? There we are.
Shogun, you're a disaster today.
What is Shogun? Who is Brocco?
No, that's just bro. I used this during a segment last season as well, and I haven't recently
You are a disaster. All right, next one.
You're all over the place. No, it's Riddleson. I'll tell you why. Because what was it? The question is who's most likely to single-handedly carry a team. Riddleson could carry either team. Depending on the day. So I think if you're talking most likely, it has to be Riddleson.
Okay. All right, run out of time, so I'm going to crush through these here. What player worldwide is most likely to beat Turbo's record of 4 World Championship titles? Any player in the RLCS, which player do you think could be the one to beat that 4 World Championship title record held by Turbo? It's a lot harder now. Especially given the length of this season.
It is a lot harder. Yeah.
That's a long career. You got 4-year-long career of winning world championships.
I only have very light pens. What is going on here? I have 4 of them that are green.
Right.
Brocco again.
Shogun can't compete. Shogun just can't compete.
I think Shogun's out of competition here.
I hate that pen. I dislike that pen.
I think it has to be Zen.
Zen could get a second this season. It's still feasible.
Okay.
Be a 2, I reckon.
Give me.
And then, you could have a long career as well if he wants to.
That's true. Give me this one. Most likely to score an own goal today.
Come on. I told him. I've already.
Why are you giving us softballs? What are these questions?
I've already thrown him under the bus a little bit.
James?
Yeah, these
like,
are so easy.
That's kind of toxic. This is an easy pick for you.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I've already thrown him under the bus once. So I don't want to do it again. But you're making me. You're kind of making me do this.
You're a bad person, Johnny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I was like,
oh no. Hey, but he's still out there.
I feel bad. I feel bad because I already said Riddleson.
That's fair. All right.
Ixo got knocked out yesterday. So.
Here's a fun one. Okay, who's the most likely out of all RLCS players to end up starring in a Broadway musical?
Oh.
Who's eccentric out there? Who's got that pizzazz?
Who knows how to sing?
All Rocket League players.
Do we know any players that can sing?
Is it Rocket League pros?
Yeah.
I know this one. This one's easy. IMO.
Okay. James is locked in.
I'm ready. I've got my answer locked in.
Okay.
I don't know. James, just take it away.
All right, I'll
I
just
got nothing for you.
I think
I
it's
wanna know.
clearly Arsenal.
Oh,
if
good
you've
shout,
seen
actually.
Arsenal,
Yes.
I mean, he is a born
Okay.
entertainer. If you watch his
Right,
stream,
right.
he's
True,
singing
true,
half the
true.
time already. So
That's a good shout.
I could see him not only being on Broadway, but
All
also
right.
a professional actor.
I back
All
it, I
right.
back
Okay.
it. That's good.
Okay. Let me do two here. I want to do some on the casters, and we got to get it a kickoff here. All right. If we had a team here, who would be the most likely to blame a teammate for a whiff out of us? Out of all the casters?
I don't even need a whiteboard
All
for this.
the
I'm looking at him.
casters.
Is it Johnny? Is it me? Is it James?
I was making fun of Shogun earlier, but my pen is running out of juice. I hope
This one's another super easy one.
I
It's
think
someone
it's
who's
very
not a
easy.
good teammate. They follow the money. They play for themselves, and they also it's never their fault.
Is it Daz?
Daz and Bates. Yeah, no, actually, yeah. They would both blame each other. I was thinking Bates blames Daz, and you're thinking Daz blames Bates. I think we're on it here. It's actually
I think
not
we're
me.
onto something.
That's cool.
I played quite a lot of Rocket League with the UK boys, and I'm not that.
I think
not that blaming.
that's all we can get for that. I got a lot more we can try in the future.
If
but
you
that
guys
was a
like
good
that,
way to
we'll
end
do
it.
it again next week or next EU show. If you like that, press 1 in chat.
I'm gonna go and buy a pen after this. I'll be ready for it. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
I think
All
you
right.
need
Well,
a
this is
whiteboard marker, not a pen.
I mean,
This is what you guys are looking for. Hey, everyone, shut up. We got kickoff on the way. This is our bracket. We got top 4. And let's take a look at the schedule. You guys can screenshot this, but it's very easy to remember. We just start off with that first one, Vitality, Resolve, and then Oxygen, Gentlemates after that. Let's talk about this first one. It's Team Vitality with Resolve on the other side. Resolve already taking down one of those big 4 in the European region. I imagine Vitality might have that maybe a little bit at the back of their mind, but they were looking as one of the best of the top 4 coming into this semifinal or even in the quarterfinals based off what we saw. But the question is, Johnny, can Resolve do it again?
And my answer is, I don't think so. But I didn't think they could win yesterday either. So, that's good correlation for them. But, BDS didn't look like BDS yesterday. And although Resolve played a phenomenal series, I'm so impressed with them, and they've absolutely gone up in my estimation. Vitality do look like they're kind of on some good form, and I think they might be just a little bit too much. But hey, the Resolve guys they're putting so much in behind the scenes to this. I'm really impressed with their team atmosphere that we can so clearly see on camera, and the maturity of these players as well, bouncing back after 3 straight losses yesterday to take Game 7.
I mean,
we've
that's the
seen-
coolest thing. I just want to point to Shogun on the atmosphere, the fact that they have a whole squad there with them.
I'm glad that we're kind of going in the same direction here, because it's also been so fun. We've been getting messages from Resolve. They've been so open and so wanting to talk about this journey that they have been on as a team. The fact that they are now in a position like this, that has given so much to Rocket League and maybe not necessarily got that much back in terms of results, but a team that has also put in a lot to Rocket League and they very much got the results that they wanted over their time in the scene is Team Vitality. They've got Zen over on the field. He was playing very well yesterday, but I do feel Redosin, he was on a different level yesterday, and they're going to need more of that if they want to take the whole thing, because this is a prime opportunity for Vitality to get themselves an open qualifier win.
Hashtags in the chat. Get them going right now. You know what's going on there. But yeah, again, even before we threw him under the bus, I think Shug makes a good point. Redosin is a player that will always continue to step up with his team when he ends up needing to. They're here in top 4 now, and that's for a good reason. This squad loves playing together. The question is, will they get taken down by Resolve? Let's get our predictions on the board and see where we went with this. I believe Cole was actually the one that went weird. No, James did too. You sneaky little guy.
I didn't predict either one of these teams yesterday, and I think that Vitality, even though they did win convincingly, they did look vulnerable. I think now I'm just going to respect the underdog picks. I think they've earned it a bit, and I really have been enjoying Cash, the Cash arc here, and I think we're going to see more of that and see him make a major. And the big reason why is because they're going to take Vitality down.
And to be fair, whether it was just PR answer or not, we did hear from the other teams that, hey, if they won on the day, that means they're the best team. So I think you're absolutely right. Respect does need to be given to those squads. They're in the top 4. Let's see what the coin thinks, though. We got to give a little flipperoonie here.
Coin's not doing well at the moment.
It's not doing good at all. Oh, that was a big toss. Almost hit my ceiling fan. And we landed on Blue is going with Resolve.
I don't think I appreciate that coin.
No.
I want it on my side.
You do not want the coin backing you up in your picks. That is for sure. I have a feeling Coin, you, and Cole are going to be alone here. I really don't think chat.
That's not very alone, though, is it?
No.
That's
I mean,
quite a group.
This is a big one, actually. This is a big shout from Cole, because usually we don't see someone go against the grain if they're winning. He has picked it. So it would be either him or Stumpy's sole ownership of predictions.
Wait, Cole, do you think Stumpy filled it in for him? Because Cole's obviously not here today, so maybe Stumpy's just filled in by Resolve to try and get him back.
It worked out for Stumpy yesterday.
Cole filled in Oxygen yesterday against KC because Stumpy wasn't paying attention, and it was correct. So this might be a little bit of a get your own back by Stumpy. Oh no, Cole's typing. It might be him. Hold on.
Is he checking it out? Yeah, I don't know if we can get the results from chat. We got a few more seconds till kickoff here, but I kind of want to see if they've locked it in. Yeah, Vitality, of course, has to be that fan favorite, but maybe we'll see. Another upset might end up on its way. Regardless of the next result, Resolve are the heroes, knocking out BDS and opening up the chance for others to break into the top 4. But I'm sure Resolve does not want to stop there, and shutting down Vitality would be a massive boost to the world's chance.
Yesterday we saw so many upsets that I feel like today we're looking potentially to see another one. CJ, Resolve are on a tear. Vitality stand in their way. Is this one step too far for the magic of Europe?
How good is this? We're just so used to the top 4 in Europe dominating. Just getting in there, Saturday. What is it? Don't even show up. Forget about that for this event, Stumpy. It is game on for young and old. And Resolve, could they be that new team on the block?
I feel like after seeing Resolve yesterday, their main game plan was try not to give too much respect to the team that they come up against, where realistically that ended up being the perfect plan. Alpha, however, in that back corner shows that respect is sometimes earned.
Yeah, it's already a great start from Alpha. Vitality, to be honest, when you're looking at the eye test, I know Radosin's been popping off. I still think they're not quite at peak form yet, speaking to Alpha yesterday, but statistically, at this event, they're clearly the #1 team, and, maybe my eyes do lie, Stumpy, but the numbers sure don't.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the fact that, we're seeing Vitality, despite the errors and the outplay that Carmine Corp suffered, and also that BDS suffered, Vitality, they went through. It was a 4-1. Statistically, they look brilliant as well. They did not let any of the other series phase them. They weren't thinking, oh my gosh, maybe this is the Giant Slayer open qualifier. Instead, they know where they stand. On the other side of things, though, Resolve going to 7 versus BDS and holding out against the reverse sweep attempt that was faced against them.
Yeah, it was massive. We saw the crossbar challenge. Shout out. Or the crossbar was just dominant yesterday. Probably the MVP of day number 2 of Super Saturday. And, unfortunately, for the most part, it was against BDS. But as you said, Resolve Game 7, it was huge for them. And a huge little individual victories as well. Raziz and Resolve was an org. That's their first top 4 finish. And Ivan and Raziz don't have any grand final finishes. So if they're able to win this, could be their first ever grand final appearance. For Cash, there'd be number 2 for him. Only had the 1.
And bear in mind as well, this is Raziz's best performance ever. He's never got into a semi-final in the Rlcs. So already he's looking at setting records for himself. And alongside that grid serve Resolve team, it is the perfect place for it. And I had a little chat, or we saw some messages coming through from Jeff, the head of Resolve, and the amount of work they're putting in behind the scenes. It's gym work. It's not just that, it's then making sure that they're cooking meals for their teams. And if not, they're having a restaurant prepare good quality food for them. It's having a proper schedule and structure too. A lot of people will maybe not who are watching this stream, but generally will think esports is just easy. It's about playing video games. It is not. It's about every single thing that comes into it that is not just within the game. And Grid Serve Resolve, they are proving that point time and time again. This open qualifier especially, but they're still chasing that 1 goal Vitality scored relatively early on.
And it's great to see them ticking every box. Those little 1%ers can add up. Those game 7s when they're decided by 1 goal. Sometimes it's all about what you had for breakfast. And it's good to see Resolve making their way all the way through here into the semi-final. But as you said, Vitality, it's been a strong start from them. Got that early goal underway. Resolve do get a chance to push forward there. There's a nice touch, but Alpha 54 with space. No boost to work with. He's looking for the bump. Nice work from Cash. Able to grab that corner boost. Radosin sweeping through on his first man duties. Loves to do that. Here we go. More offense through from Vitality. 2 minutes left. They're looking pretty comfortable. Trying to lock out this game one.
I feel like when you look at talk comfortability, it was Resolve looking comfortable at times in their series yesterday versus BDS, but even when they weren't looking comfortable, they evidently did not let that faze them, especially when it came down to that Game 7. They've been pushed very hard here. The amount of shots, or at least scary positions, have been put in by Vitality. It's 7 on the scoreboard. It's going to be 8 in total, and the second shot for Radosin. They held out for a decent amount of time, but in the end, those walls did break.
All over him like a rash this entire game. 3.5 minutes of pure offense. And for 2 goals reward for Vitality. It's a great start from them. I just feel like at the moment, seeing grid serve Resolve, not quite getting into that offense. 3 shots for them, but no sustained pressure.
What a touch, though, from Ivan. Making sure that he works back up the pitch, earned every single inch that he took there from Vitality. Fortunately, couldn't get anything from it, but you see him now trying to work out the back. Alpha wanting to try and go for a little bit of a dunk on that back player. Isn't able to get anything from it. And 2 goals to chase now with 70 seconds ticking down for Resolve.
Yeah, it's been workmanlike here from Vitality in game 1. Really easing into this semi-final. Resolve can't quite get things cooking. This might be the first chance, Ivan. No boost for Radosin, still makes the save. How impressive. I know James was looking at him down the other end for his fantasy lineup. Shout out to my own fantasy team. Phenomenal work. Get yourselves eliminated, but score some goals along the way. Here we go, Ivan. Can't quite keep that in. Raziz, no boost to work with. Sandy's just waiting. He's waiting to strike. Here we go. Reset out for 54. Misses top corner. 38 seconds, though, and down the wrong end.
And you can see just how much the boost advantage was in favour of Vitality there. And Zen knew that as well. He knows that Resolve are low. Just pop it high, wait for them to do nothing with it, and then continue this pressure. The ball, since that moment, has not left the blue half of the pitch. Zen removes Ivan for the audacity of going into the orange half. And with 15 team down, it's going to be a Vitality victory in game number 1 in a best of 7 that so far is clearly going Vitality's way.
So comfortable. I just can't picture a time where Resolve had, a free solo play, a chance to work the ball out. Vitality's midfield game just too strong. It looks like they might be able to get a clean sheet as well, unless something crazy can happen here, or Zen can hand the ball off to Cash. But there you go, 2-0. Nice little clean start for the world champs.
Going to be seeing Vitality somewhat business as usual here. They've been in these positions time and time again. I don't even know at this point how many quarters, semis, grand finals that Vitality have been in and how many as well they've won. But it's new ground, as we said earlier, for Resolve. They have not been here whatsoever as an org. And they've been in Rocket League for a decent amount of time too. So this is their best performing roster on and off the pitch. They are friends. We've heard again when we were speaking to Jeff previously. He said that they play different games together. They go out together. They go to restaurants. They go to dinner together. It is a full team effort. Vitality, they do all of those things as well. It is making sure that you are friends with the people that you're on the teams with. And Vitality, in game number 1, getting that clear advantage. A 2-0, no goals for anybody on Resolve.
Yeah, that's it. I love the boot camps. I love just seeing the player cams, everyone there. For Resolve, Stumpy, there's about 85 people behind them. I'm not sure if they can fit in that room. I'm not sure what's going on, but not the best start from them. Vitality looking pretty strong, and you look at yesterday's result against BDS. They went to 7, but they started well. They got the first 3 on the board and then denied that reverse sweep. So a little bit of a different start here. They're having to pick up the pace, because the favourites at the moment are looking pretty good.
It's infinitely harder to claw your way back. That's the thing. Like, trying to actually get into a position where you're going to be able to, yes, go ahead in this series is great, but as soon as you lose that one, and ultimately you are the underdog team, it becomes a lot harder. The belief may well go, but an early shot for Cash may well be the start of what Resolve need. Just that aggression, making sure that they don't bow to Vitality's pure pressure. They did not earlier versus BDS yesterday. So hopefully they can pick up that same mentality.
I was just looking at the teams there on the player cams and all the members. I remember, you speaking about the little 1%ers, and it reminded me earlier on in OCE, Stumpy. We were talking to Team Power, who looked very sluggish. We're wondering what's going on, and had an interview with Torsos, who said, well, Banana Head didn't sleep at all last night. So it's good to see that on one end of things in Europe, they're ticking all the boxes. In OCE, they're forgetting to sleep.
That's good. We love that. Cheers, guys. Making sure you're really advertising that healthy lifestyle as a gamer. My word, power.
Come on, Banana Boy. What are you doing? Here we go, though,
B-head.
Vitality. It's a B-head.
B-head, you freak. Come on, pal.
Vitality looking pretty good. This is better early on, though. On the other side of things, had a couple of chances early.
Bum.
2 shots to nothing and more pressure, as you can see, pushing forward. But this is where they give them a little bit of space. I love the pre-jump from Ivan. It didn't come off. They just did worry Zen off the ball. This is not what they were doing earlier. They were handing up that midfield game. So Ivan throwing the ball forward again. Dosen almost loses possession, but that's a fantastic bounce for him with 0 boost. Rlcs gets dusted by Alpha, who gets one more over the top. Ivan's reaching. Zen's there as well. He's got Redosen underneath. That's probably not the best pass that he wanted.
And making sure that you pre-jumped on it too, because you know how fast you're going to have to be to make sure that you beat Alpha away from a ball, especially on offense, as that final man did so brilliantly. And Ivan, a player for Resolve that has shown up to the nth degree this time around.
Redosen, 100 boost. Meets him in the air as Cash goes for that little basketball dribble. We saw Alpha 54 score a worldie of a goal yesterday in that fashion, but more midfield play. This is a much better start, but this is a one-on-one for Redosen. The demo comes through. The support arrives in defense. So all Zen can do now is track back. Still love the pre-jump stuff. I love this aggression. A clear change up from game number 1.
Yeah, it's what Vitality do as well. They make sure that they pre-jump as much as they can, but Rado taking advantage of Alpha, removing Ivan from the pitch. Now it's Zen going up, gets a reset, 50 boost to try and air dribble it again. Ivan is up defensively, a demon in that blue half. Rlcs just past the halfway line. Cash on target, Zen will be there. And Resolve showing up considerably better here on Forbidden Temple.
Yeah, they didn't need the timeout. It's got a nice little change up of pace. It has caught Vitality out for now, but no goals to come from it. Ivan gets the touch sidewall, not too much boost as Alpha pre-jumps. Knows he has some support from Redosen on the side, and right now Vitality playing a lot more defense in game number 1. You can see Zen playing passive. He's looking for the better outlet. He's trying to dodge those pre-jumps, work his way through this midfield pressure. Double commit for Resolve. Might give Alpha 54 a free touch. Ivan up, meets him well.
Minute 45 now, ticking down, and Vitality, they have not had nearly as many chances as they did in that first game. In fact, in total, they're on 3 shots. Cash on his own, the only shot taker, is on 4, but Alpha now shooting above the crossbar. Rlcs halfway over the line, can clear it away. The pressure from Vitality builds, but again, the MVP from yesterday, the crossbar, makes a return to the pitch.
How good is that crossbar when you need that 4th defender,
Go
the saving
sign him.
grace, time and time again. Pick that guy up, whoever that crossbar is. Not sure what
Sign
it
him.
is. Someone find his socials. I might want to sign him. Zen's got an open net. Rlcs won't get back first on the board for Vitality.
And you've got to look to the crossbar there, was not in position. And Ivan, he tips it up, and Zen, an incredibly intelligent 50, knows that Ivan has to dive into it. He can then take the slower touch, actually cover the ball with as much of the car body as possible. Then it's the open net to finally shoot on Zen. 1 goal, a minute and 11.
Just goes to show and when you're playing Vitality, Stumpy, you've got to be switched on the entire time. You know, he came in for that 3rd-man challenge, Ivan, but it was a really weak challenge, and Zen just forced his way through. Cash misses the double. Wasn't a setup either. Didn't have a teammate ready. There's the redirect near corner, but again, Resolve, they've had a few chances, but not too much quality. I like this, though. Cash off the ceiling, has Zen on the backboard to deal with. Alpha 54 gets the challenge early. Vitality doing a lot of defending here, but, I mean, the attack, it hasn't been too threatening either.
Not particularly, no. I mean, it's still only Cash having shots on the side of Resolve as well. And a good 50 from Rlcs will drop it down towards Ivan, but now Alpha can shoot on an utterly open net. Dribbles its way towards the goal line. Yet again, Vitality clear by 2.
Yeah, it's just consistency, and it's Ivan again getting caught out. Last time it was the 50 on Zen. This time, just didn't have the rotation. He didn't have the support in behind, and in the end, positioned way too aggressively. He was up on that mid boost trying to get involved, but really had to be a lot more patient. Double fake coming through both sides. Alpha happy to chip it off the backboard. Did the best touch he could do. That's a beautiful shot, saved out. Surely there's the goal. Finally, Ivan gets the first of the series for Resolve.
Resolve are on the board, and it came down from, ultimately, bear in mind, that double fake kickoff. And we saw how well those fake kickoffs went for Resolve yesterday. This time, it was the extended play that rewarded Resolve with that goal. The assist from Rlcs, he shoots it crossbar, tapped out mid. 20 seconds left, 15 now. Can Rlcs get this one towards any important player?
There we go. Can he get a skim on it? No, Ivan's right there with a 50, though. Cassius has to go.
Gotta go
the
in.
Kitchen sink has to be thrown now. Can't land on it, though. Radosin underneath. Razias has to back all the way back. Is there one last chance? Cash can turn side. If the reset can hit him, Zen right there finds who just backflips it to the ground. Vitality 2-0. Resolve just looking a little bit asleep at the wheel at the moment.
And we saw just how much boost Ivan had as well. Ivan was kicking about with like 80, 90 or so. Had more than enough, but it just fell far too close to the top of his car. Couldn't get any decent touch on it. Backflips. And Resolve are going to be taking a timeout. That's going to be adding an extra minute. And that is where, CJ, those 30 people standing behind the Resolve players are going to come into use.
I don't want to be a body language expert or reading minds, but you know, the boys on Resolve not looking as, I don't know, ready to go into battle. Is that that might be the angle I'm taking here, but you know, it's always can be a
Pumps is fired up.
Yeah, not as fired up, I guess, but that can always be the situation, though. You know, you get a huge win, and this used to happen to me all the time back in OCE Stumpy. I'd get that win, you know, to make the land, you know. I'd beat someone out in the semi-final, and then you're in the grand final, and you kind of just take the foot off the gas a little bit. You'd hope the Resolve aren't thinking that because, you know, it's still the top four.
There's a lot of work to do.
100%. But, you know, such a big adrenaline boost. You know, the celebrations would have been huge yesterday. After that Game 7 win. They've got to, you know, build that adrenaline again. That adrenaline dump would have been massive. They needed to, you know, reset and run it back. Right now, it's not looking like the same side as yesterday, but you have to give credit to the other team, Vitality.
Well, we're seeing Tadpole yap away, making sure that his team Resolve, who's been with for a very long time now, are going to be able to bring it back to the level they were at yesterday. They have performance coaches as well, AJ Davies behind them, making sure that the fact that they aren't able to perform straight away in their minds. Okay, we brushed those 2 games off. They won, bear in mind, 3 on the trot versus BDS. A very, very equal team to Vitality. They can do it again. It's just a different beast standing in front of them, but it's a sideways move for them. And Vitality, 2-0, 2-0. What more really can you ask? Or 2-0, 2-1 rather.
I feel like Resolve have really set the tone in the team rooms of just having the largest camera they could possibly get, the videographer going nuts. And I think
James Cameron's missing an IMAX camera by the look of that thing.
they've gone anything you can do, we'll match you. Vitality as well. Hopefully we see some nice content made out of that on their socials, but timeout called. Let's see if they can earn their bread here. They've had an extra 90 seconds to deal with things and see if they can change it up. I love the early aggression, but it's sustainable. They had a couple of big misplays, you know, Ivy in particular, that third man, and I mean, Vitality, they're just going to cut you to pieces if you make simple mistakes.
Yeah, and you'd hope to see now, with that extra minute, Resolve going to be able to cut their way more into the cloth of this series. 20 seconds gone, and it's that immediate pressure. That was their signature yesterday. Cash with very low boost has to find Ivan midfield. Ivan now with a second touch, but Zen, complete patience. Waits, puts it mid. And again, more patience then. 1, 2, it's going to be just wide of target. Alpha's there. He's not a monkey moon, he's an Alpha 54. That open net is going to be tapped right home.
Yeah, that post can just settle down for now. Wasn't required here. Alpha 54 with the beat, but again, it was Zen with a double off the sidewall. Why Resolve challenging that? It was a Cash went up. It was almost a disrespectful challenge. You know, thinking that Zen, you know, one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, wasn't going to be able to get a double off that wall. So simple for him. He had 100 boosts as well. Stop Dawson almost with a bounce dribble. Follow up Zen, reset, close wall. Alpha follow up, misses top corner. Yeah, I just think there's these simple challenges that they don't need to be doing, Resolve. It's a waste. It's giving them easy goals.
But I mean, right now, they are working as hard as they can to get anything on target. And fair play to Resolve. They are making sure that out of all that pressure, nothing came through. Cash now, long range push, tries to get at 50. Didn't score the reset, unfortunately for him. Now Cash pushing back. Isn't able to get anything on the ball until the midfield touch comes in. Again, a low on boost. It seems to be time and time again where we see Resolve with the ball. They then don't have the resources to follow it up, but Zen with 1. The second bump can't come in. It's open. It's Alpha and Zen to steal it away.
I mean, you can talk about the defensive mistake here, you know, Raziers, but he had to dodge the dump, he had to dodge the bump. I'm looking at down the other end. How did they lose the offense? They threw an infield stumpy to absolutely no one. They had a 1-up, 2-back sort of structure. And that pretty much sums up Resolve so far today. They don't have the connection as they did yesterday. They were so in sync in that quarterfinal against BDS. Right now, feels like they're all playing for themselves.
Yeah, disappointing to see that they weren't able to, so far, bring on that same level they had yesterday versus BDS, but Vitality, as we said, business as usual. Midfield Zen puts it to nobody. So Alpha has to try and respond off that touch. Raziz pinched over the top of him. Can't get anything too convincing. Ivan, a lot of boost midfield, and I feel like he's been there a good few times. There's a shot on target from Cash. Raziz to follow. The defense from Vitality so far holding firm, and now their counter-attack. It's a pinch to the ceiling. It's Zen to shoot. Diving back, Ivan can keep this one at just those two.
I just love Zen in net before there. He just saw he was stuck, and here he goes again down the other end. He was stuck in net. He said, "Come on, then, boys, let's have it." He took a 1v250, built the wall, protected the net, and then gets the goal down the other end. Zen in such good form at the moment. All of Vitality. It's great to see when Vitality's up and about. I think everyone but the other teams are pretty happy to see it.
And that was also, bear in mind, an all-in play. At the end of it, there was no boost on the side of Vitality. If that goes wrong, you have to think, oh, what would have happened? But they are so convinced that when they get the ball in those positions and they think, okay, we can shoot here. They're the better players to go for a shot. Evidently it was. They will commit on those low boost plays. Raziz going for the 1, the 2. Can't get any touch. Radosin has to get something away from the net. But even with low boost, Vitality still proving that they are an absolute menace.
You mentioned the what-ifs, but, I mean, today's Rocket League, it's so quick. You just can't have that mindset anymore. Back in the day, that's kind of how you played, you know. Let's go for the safest option, you know. What's the highest percentage play? But now you really just can't think like that. You have to...
At least not consciously. You're not going through it mentally. Yeah, it's more of a subconscious, instinctual play. And that's what Vitality so far, and they have done for a very long time, they have had ahead of any other team. Tell you what, midfielder gets sent. Who's waiting? It's only Ivan.
Man, Alpha's crept up. Zen for the first time. Little positional mishap from Vitality. Corner boost taken. Alpha's gone, I'm second, man. I'll push up here. No, you're not. Get back in the net. 1 goal back. Still just under 2 minutes. Not a lot of time for Resolve, but they don't need to get desperate just yet, especially with kickoff advantages like this. Ivan should be able to get the read. Radosin just so fast, though, to get up there.
Minute 40. Cash and his team with 100 seconds need to make sure that they are going to be able to get 2 goals. Otherwise, they're in the same position they put BDS in yesterday. Cash with 1 reset. Doesn't really go anywhere, so Zen can happily dive on that ball. 10 seconds is gone. And with more pressure building, you hope that Resolve can build something from it. But Zen working out from his own backside. Gets a reset under 1. Resolve can get a touch. Ivan high, challenging with Rado. On the ceiling, Cash to shoot, on target. Rado again diving back.
I mean, it's just... I want to see something here from Resolve, Stumpy. It's giving me... I don't want to say it. I might just hold those thoughts for after the series, but...
Nah, go on, be brave. Be big boy.
It's giving me just those quadrant vibes, almost. Where it's...
Oh, Cash, no, don't do that to Cash.
I don't know, I just don't want to say...
They got to a major!
You forced it out of me. You forced it out of me, but right now I'm not loving what I'm seeing from Resolve. Vitality looking so... Oh, look at this! The ground pitch from Radosin when he's doing this to you. The alarm bells have to be ringing.
Who do you think you are, Rado? Getting the wave dash, pinch off the floor, sending it top bins, dueling dragons out of the goal. But there's only one dragon here. It is Team Vitality on a tear, burning down Resolve.
Disgusting. And just blatant disrespect from Radosin attempting that and only attempting it, absolutely nailing. Here's a reset, almost should have been a goalie. Ivan had the reset, didn't flip in time. As pressure comes through, but 4 on the board for Vitality. 20 seconds left. The timeout buff did not work. This has been such smooth sailing for this side. Resolve haven't really fired too many shots at this defense so far this series.
Yeah, not particularly impressed. Game number 3, even including that timeout with the performance coach, with Tadpole saying what he needs to say. It clearly didn't change anything. The scoreline, if anything, got worse. And you're hoping game number 4 they're going to be able to turn something around, but Vitality are the brick wall standing very, very firmly in their way. And I wouldn't bet much on it, everybody. Anybody who's put their channel points into Vitality, I think you've got a payout coming relatively soon.
I like it. Let's keep trying to implement all the caster curses we can. Can we get ourselves a series? Look,
Yeah, true.
yes, I mean, it's possible. We had the attempted reverse sweep yesterday with EDS, and that was on Resolve, this team right here. Can they return serve? Right now, I cannot see a way forward into this series. They've just been pretty much dominated. All the stats are just blowing up in Vitality's side. Just the shots dominant. Redoson's popping off as well. Zen is looking so comfortable here, particularly defensively that game. 4 saves to his own, and you know, whenever they do get caught out, albeit that 1 goal they did concede, Zen seems to be able to mop up.
Tell you what, CJ, so you got a very unique... Oh, that goal is outrageous. You got a very unique perspective coming in as an ex-player. Think back to all those times you got smashed by Europe. Any European team that you want to pick, any of the dozens that you played, any of the dozens that you conceded double-digit goals against in a best of 5. Where do you start with digging yourself out of the mentality that the series is over, boys, it's chalked?
All right, well, this is how I think, and this has to be the mindset right now for Resolve. If you're going to lose, do you want to lose playing your way or just folding and collapsing and turtling up in net in the corner? So I think that even if it's not, it's not working out for them, they're basically just bowing down to Vitality right now. I want to see some pre-jumps. I want to see some aggression. We saw it for about a minute and a half in game number 2. And outside of that, they just went back into their shells, so static, and that's why they're losing these challenges in midfield. So I want to see some pre-jumps. You see Zen, he's got 100, he's going to take it upstairs. Get up there already. Meet him in the air and start forcing them. Let me control it down from Ivan in net. Stuff like that, Stumpy, I don't like seeing.
It was just... Look, Ivan's back with currently 30 boost offs picking up that pad. And he is face down with Zen absolutely slamming it to Rado, who then sees bottom corner and hits it like it owes him money. 30 seconds in. The second goal for Zen as well. It's 2 already in 25 seconds, and Vitality on a clear tear to the grand finals.
Yeah, this is not what we want. Certainly not what we want here if you're a Resolve fan or a fan of a good series in general at the moment. But credit to Vitality. They look so strong. I've just temporarily decided to leave the game.
Oh, all right. Tell you what, you be quiet. I'll keep going. No problem. It was Zen trying to find Radosin again while CJ just find this lobby again. He does so, but Zen didn't actually manage to find his other French teammate. Now, Zen, central reset. Nobody there waiting for him until Rado does. And we're seeing a couple of opportunities where Resolve are trying to, I think, be that disrespectful team that they were to BDS the other day. Show that you are there to play, that you've got the boost, that you want to challenge as often as you possibly can. Because as I say, CJ, that is the winning formula against teams like this. Otherwise, we'll absolutely control the play.
Oh, no, not like this. Zen just fakes everyone, and how on earth have we not got this out of the net?
I might leave the lobby deliberately, You were an accident with leaving the lobby.
I didn't want to witness this anymore. I'll admit it. I left on purpose. Oh, dear. Goodness me. Look, again, this is credit to Vitality, but let's...
Huge credit.
Stumpy.
Go on, mate.
But let's not give credit to Vitality for a second. This just feels like a wasted opportunity. It feels like a team that got a huge win in the quarterfinals. It feels like what I used to do, because I know it. So I'll own up to it as well. You get a big win. How good's this? We've done our, we've done well. We've done our thing. And then not show up again. Not lock back in and realise you've got more matches to go. You still need to keep showing up.
But the thing is, and also with that, it's a learning opportunity. In the current RLCS climate, you get much fewer learning opportunities. And tell you what, I think it's probably better for the team that this is happening in the first of our open qualifiers for the second major than it is happening in the last one where they need this to say go through to the major. Like, if you can, they have done the best performance that they have had in the org history. That is phenomenal. What a team Resolve have managed to acquire, that they have managed to put together to make sure that the top teams aren't necessarily feeling as comfortable. They took down BDS However, there is still more work to be done. You're completely right. Make sure that you are looking at the top 4 now as a spot where you don't think, oh my gosh, we've got to the top 4. Now what do we do? You need to think, okay, top 4. We've got here before. Next step, grand finals. What do we do next time? Because you will not get top 4 opportunities particularly often, especially with the huge top 4 that we currently have in Europe. I think the opportunity is somewhat, I don't want to say wasted, because ultimately they've exceeded where the org set out to get to, and it's phenomenal. But you need to make sure that when you are in the semi-finals, you grab the bull by the horns and you run it all the way as far as it can go. And this is not as far as Resolve can go. Vitality, they got their 4 at the hands of Zen.
I mean, it's an air dribble, one touch into a goal. Nothing that Resolve could do in that one. And hey, you've said it perfectly. I mean, you don't want to look back at this as a first event and that's the only good result. We want to see those consistent results. So, it's a
If you got multiple top 4s, bear in mind, sorry, I've interrupted again, but like, if you get multiple top 4s, then you're on for a major theoretically.
Yeah, huge. Absolutely huge. And that's kind of what you're playing for. Look, it's a pass mark. But again, I think it was Cash after that win tweeted job not done. But at the moment, it looked like the job was done. This is not the same side as yesterday. But again, Vitality came into this series statistically #1 so far in the tournament. And those numbers are only going to multiply. I know Johnny would be happy. Zen scored about 800 goals for his fantasy team. And Vitality, well, they'll be cruising their way to this grand final.
I mean, this is the toughest opponent you can come up against. Like, statistically in this competition, they are outrageously hard to beat. They haven't, ultimately been beaten. They're going to be going through into the grand finals. Only did they get beaten by BDS, the team that Resolve took down in the Swiss round 3 on Friday. With a minute left, not going to bother casting. Realistically, doesn't matter. It's 4-0. It's not going to be coming back from. It's okay. More discussion, I guess, generally about what's happening in Europe, because we've got 2 semi-finals today, CJ. We've got Oxygen and Gentlemates later on.
Yeah, it's a great day, and it will be interesting to see. Obviously, the first series, the attempt at attacking this top 4 in Europe. Attempt 1 was semi-successful. They got the win over BDS, but there's a loss here. Let's see if Oxygen can show up to the party and take down the major champions after that. That's going to be so exciting. But for now, Vitality, Alpha's nearly scored the most incredible own goal I've ever seen, outside of my own gameplay. But this has been super impressive from them. How many goals have they led in? 2, I want to say,
2,
the series?
Game 1, Game 3, I believe. Also, Game 2, Game 3.
That is an utter shellacking. That is dominant. And that is a world champion team right there, ladies and gents. So great start here. The semi-final win will go to Vitality, your first team through to the grand final here for Open Qualifier number 4 in Europe. And that'll do them a world of good for major points on the line. Vitality take the dub. Resolve, they did a fantastic tournament, fantastic weekend. But top 4 is where the road ends.
12 goals to 2 and Vitality. That grand final is very much going to be what they're looking forward to now. I like what I'm seeing in chat. You guys can't see it, but 2 players from Resolve just saying GG's, good luck. Love that. Very, very, very good sportsmanship despite the series that we had ahead of us. And Resolve, honestly, CJ, I'm so looking forward to seeing what they do for the next set of Open Qualifiers. The quality of that team, yes, was not shown in this series, but we saw what they can do versus BDS. I think they just got into their own heads.
Yeah, perhaps played their grand final yesterday. It can always happen in those massive series, but do see credit to them. They'll be a bit flat with that one. They're looking quite annoyed, quite disappointed with how that one worked out, but as we said, they'll be back bigger and better in a couple of weeks' time. Well, next week, but they'll breeze their way through the qualifiers. A couple of weeks' time, they'll be back for the big stage on the main show, on the main broadcast. But Vitality through to the grand final, and well, Stumpy, we've got a lot of action, don't we? Couple more series coming up.
We do indeed. We got, bear in mind, as we said at the end of that series, Oxygen versus Gentlemates. There was a lot of highlights in these series, all ultimately coming from Vitality. But still, the quality of the goals that we did manage to see is very, very impressive. Vitality, who are they going to be coming up against? Will it be Oxygen, the Giant Slayers, who took down Carmine Corp, Joyo in his new team, looking like a brand new player with Archie and Oski? Or will it be Gentlemates, continuing from their victory of the Copenhagen Major? There's only one way to find out. We'll see you soon.
Vitality is in form, giving us a series of complete domination over Grid Serve Resolve. And joining me to talk about their performance is the coach of Vitality, Fairy Peak. Fairy Peak, welcome to the show. It's good to have you, Fairy. I just wanted to first ask you about the success of your team, but also a little bit of the shortcoming from Team BDS and Carmine Corp. First off, what are your thoughts on BDS and KC losing?
I mean, it's a bit of the same as like the first split. Like a lot of super teams were created to beat Vitality. And then I think the second split, none of the big four in Europe changed. And a lot of the bubble scene changed team, like the world bubble scene changed, apart for like one or two teams. And I think they're really hungry and they really want to take down the big four. So I guess it's kind of normal to see like some upsets. Carmine Corp finished first and they faced Oxygen. Oxygen is a really good team, and I think a lot of people know that they're a good team because like it's like your team. So I mean, you can't think like it's gonna be an easy matchup, you know. And I think they've resolved like a bit weird because BDS is a really good team and I didn't think they would lose to them. But I mean, if they beat them, it's because they were better at this time. So it's Rocket League, you know, it's upset time.
Yeah. and you guys really made that, I mean, no disrespect to Resolve, but we all watched that series. It looked very easy for you guys. It looked routine. But I want to keep talking about BDS and Carmine Corp just because in Europe you had those French top four. Everyone's expecting those to be the teams that make it to London and make it to the World Championship, especially after that Swiss stage. But after the results yesterday, do you think that either BDS or KC might miss out on London or Worlds, or are you not worried?
I think if Oxygen makes it to the final, it's gonna be a hard time because if you make one final, then after point-wise, you're really good to go for LAN. So if Oxygen makes final and then do like maybe top 8 or top 4 again, I think they might go to LAN and maybe one of the top 4 will not go to LAN. But I mean, we never know. Like, you know, it's there's a lot of good team right now in Europe. Even like top 12 can beat like top 4. So I guess we'll see. But if Oxygen makes final, maybe.
Well, you said, you know, there's a lot of great teams in Europe, but France, for some reason, seems to be dominant. I want to hear your opinion and your words why you think France is so dominant in Rocket League.
I think France is dominant because there's a lot of, like, not really content creation, but there's a lot of scene in France that push a lot of the French bubble scene up. Like, I think Rocket Baguette is one of the reasons why French are really good at the game. And like K-Dub stream, even my stream at the start, like 5-6 years ago, I think pushed a lot of French people to start playing a lot because they saw, oh, there's like 2, 3, 4 really good French people in Rocket League. They make worlds, they win worlds finals. So maybe me, I can do that too. And I think this is one of the reasons. This is like the two best reasons.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Barry, you're a legend as a coach, as a streamer, as a former player, and I just want to say congratulations again on the win, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, you too. Have a good one.
A dominant victory for Vitality, kind of making us feel nice and cozy, something that we would want and expect out of the region. The chaos was nice, but we're back to what we were doing before. Stumpy and CJ are joining me at the desk. CJ, it was a nice quick one for you.
Oh, incredibly quick. I think it's 12 goals to 2 for the series. So very smooth sailing for Team Vitality, as you said, Resolve. I think Cash even just tweeted them. They didn't really fire a shot today, and that pretty much sums it up. They weren't quite as active as they were yesterday. Couldn't reproduce what they did against BDS. But Vitality, so impressive.
Yeah, I don't want to like harp on Resolve too hard either, which I appreciate that it may well come across that way when we're casting them because it's disappointing seeing how they did today. But that performance is still the best that Rlcs has ever had. In terms of the placement, it's still the best that the org has ever placed in their entire history, regardless of the team that they have fielded. I'm very impressed by Resolve, regardless this whole weekend. They should still hold their heads high. It's just a learning experience, and it's something that they need to learn from very quickly, because only 2 more events before then we go to London.
Let's take a glance at the bracket now. It's easy to follow along. You guys should have this one memorized, but just in case you've got some terrible short-term memory like myself, you can take a look at it here. Team Vitality 4-0 into the grand finals. They end up with just 2 other teams vying for that spot. I mean, it's been crazy. Oxygen, again, knocking down Carmine Court to get to this point. Gentlemates taking down Luna Galaxy, but this is a match we initially thought could have been the upset, and it wasn't. Very strong for them. But let's start talking about this matchup here, because this is a rematch, I guess, to set one of the teams ahead of the other. The head-to-head is currently 1-1 between the two. CJ, Oxygen is looking to tear down another top 4 in the name of Gentlemates.
I love it. Resolve on the other side couldn't quite fire a shot against the French teams, the French top 4, the dominant top 4, but this could be a great opportunity for Oxygen. They're looking so good. You saw Shogun on the pre-show as well, highlighting just Archie. I mean, he's been the play for me. You know what you're going to get with Joyo, Stumpy. You know what you're going to get with him.
Oh, yeah.
It's great to see Archie back in form.
Oh my gosh, Archie yesterday was outrageous. I was so impressed with just especially his defense, as Shogun pointed out earlier on the pre-show. He blew me away. But it really does come down to Joyo, what he said in the interview, when he was saying that I think regardless of the team that I'm on, regardless of the results, I always play pretty well. Like, he was really happy with his performance no matter where he's placed in any of the events we've had so far this season. And I think that shows. I think that Joyo looked more comfortable, and he looked more comfortable, but he still stayed at the same general level. It's just that now he has 2 teammates beside him that can actually live up to those expectations and can bring him to semifinals like this.
Well, on the other side, Gentlemates. I mean, like, these guys got iced. They went through that last major, getting the victory. Everyone voting against them almost every single time. We just know not a lot of people had faith in them. And then the question mark still, CJ, was when we get back to an online event, they'd yet to been able to deliver. You know, a good, decent first run in that first qualifier, but yet to hit those heights. But now here they are in top 4 again, showing that, okay, it's not just the land they can pop off on. They can bring that back to online events.
Yeah, that was the question mark. We kind of had, I know Johnny talked about it. Gentlemates said that they're the new best team in the world, but in terms of the online best team, it's always going to be K-Corp because they just keep on dominating. But now, since they're not here, Vitira missing his first top 4 in 26 times in a row, if you don't mind. But well, now you have to think, Gentlemates have a great chance, Stumpy, if they can win this event. I mean, they're clear of the rest of the world, really.
Yeah, I mean, they also place higher. When you just look purely at the points, they then place higher worlds-wise compared to Carmine Corp in this by 2 positions, the quarterfinals compared to a grand finals, and a win would then get them even further than that. It's a very scary team, though. And ultimately, from what we've seen from Oxygen previously, they don't get this far all the time. It is still an unknown measure as to how Oxygen approach this kind of series.
Get your hashtags in the chat. Y'all know what to do every single time. Spam it away. Hashtag OXG for Oxygen. Can they take down another top 4? Or Gentlemates going to prove that they have what it takes to run on through with a hashtag M8 to see if they can do what they did at the major here in an online event. The question is, do you two think that Oxygen will take them down, or if Gentlemates can make that run? I feel like I could. This is the one where I could believe people if they wanted to go for an upset. I could believe it.
Well, looking at the predictions just quickly, I think this is pretty even. Oh, never mind. Not for us, though.
Yeah, not for us. But Shogun and Johnny Boy are both on Oxygen, and to be honest, I absolutely don't blame them. It really could go for one of them. I think this could happily be an Oxygen win. It's an unknown factor, and I'm a risk-averse man.
I mean, if you're looking at who's the more informed, who had the better quarterfinal run, you have to go Oxygen. Taking down K-Corp. Whereas, see, Gentlemates had dealt with Luna Galaxy. Luna Galaxy didn't look fantastic, but Gentlemates, they look dominant in that series. And for the major champs, Leaf, it's hard to sort of go against them until we see them lose.
Okay, can I get quick? Ooh, I've never got one. All right, there we go. Almost dropped it. It's going Alpine. Sorry about the mic there. We're going Alpine with that one. So it's just going to have to be those two standing by on Oxygen themselves. This is, I've been told, accurate. It's off by 2 votes, I heard?
2 votes swings this.
I think it's locked in. I think it's locked now. That's crazy.
Yeah, because we need something on the sheet that we're
Someone's
tracking, Lee.
Someone's spamming.
voting.
We're up by like 2 votes.
Unlock it.
There it is.
Okay, there we go, mate.
We needed it for predictions. There, Gentlemates will take over. Lock it in. We got one more to go for grand finals. Let's get over to show into the match here. Oxygen still in the running for Worlds, and with BDS out of the way, the light is on the horizon. The problem: Gentlemates stand beside them in the race for grand finals. Coming off a major win, Gentlemates would love to prove they can do it online too.
So, Oxygen look to run the gauntlet, taking down KC yesterday, Vitality are waiting in the grand finals, but for now, Johnny, they face the might of the Copenhagen major champions in Gentlemates.
Well, if they can make this run, they will, look like... Well, they're not just in the conversation for top 4, they'll suddenly propel themselves into the conversation for best team in Europe, because they've already taken down Karmine Corp, the #1 team from Europe online. Now they're trying to take down the Copenhagen champions, Vitality, defending world champions, waiting in the final. The gauntlet is there for them, and looking at how they performed yesterday, I'm a believer. I think the team's got what it takes.
Those are questions on Friday. Can they put it together in the short amount of time that they've got? So far, so good. The bare minimum has been reached. You want to be hitting these semi-finals. Well, you might not be going to London. Juicy, double tap. Jora's in an awkward spot. Oski's on 0 boost. Nobody on Gentlemates wanted to launch any further forward. And a crucial clear there from Archie. Seiko now. Reset. Gonna go backboard. Oski's there just in time. A position that Oxygen did get used to quite a bit yesterday against Karmine Corp. They did turn it around. Casey had a lot of success once they got them pinned back.
It's that man Archie in defense. You mentioned in the pre-show how much work he was able to do for Oxygen with his saves, his clears, his interceptions, and he's going to need to do that even more today against Gentlemates, who are one of the teamiest teams, if not the teamiest team in the world. And what I mean by that is that they're very good for bringing each other into the attack, very good for getting everybody involved. That just makes it harder to cover all angles. Archie's going to need to keep his wits about him. He's going to need to have eyes in the back of his head. Seiko did there to cover the back post approach and get the ball clear.
And the highlight player really has been Juicy. One of the many questions with Gentlemates was going to be, okay, you were unbelievable at the Copenhagen Major, but are you now that guy for the rest of time? Juicy has been throughout this tournament so far. Joyo wants to try and tap the ball down, but Juicy relatively comfortable with his position. So far, it has been Oski playing quite far back. Was designated third man, but that's now going to drop. Itachi tries to cut through. Archie's there in time. Oh! Oski and Seiko had to have so much wherewithal to get to that ball.
Yeah, great save there. Oski trying to pop it from close range over the goalkeeper. I love the technique, but didn't get enough height on it. Still nice, quick play by Oxygen. And if, like you mentioned there, Joyo can produce what he did yesterday. Gentlemates are going to be in a world of trouble, because Joyo looked completely undefendable back at his best on the day. His Juicy shot now goes wide of the net. I think the pressure's a bit relieved on Joyo now. He's got faith in Archie behind him. He knows that even if he doesn't peak this game, it's fine. Maybe Oski will. And this is exactly what Joyo needs to succeed, as he has in the past already. We're getting chances. It's Oski with the dunk underneath the goalkeeper. Double tap initially saved, but the follow through is good for 1-0.
You asked for him to do it. He shows up and delivers off the ceiling. Realize no one's coming to challenge him, so he's going to take the time that he's got and put together something brilliant. 1-0 to Oxygen.
And that's, what we're talking about. Think about what team has Joyo succeeded on the most in the past. It's when he didn't have to do all the heavy lifting in offense himself. Now, he does not have to do that. There's Oski, one of the most dangerous players in the game, is there alongside him. He can 1v1, he can 1v2, he can 1v3 teams on his day. Nice cut there by Oski, covering mid with no boost. He does secure the back corner boost as well. Joyo alone in defense, has to kill some time here. Oh, he does with 2 defensive 50-50s and runs ahead to take Juicy out the frame as well. Oski played it safe though, did not shoot on target. The ball did hit Joyo, still in offense. Oxygen looking aggressive, looking in sync for game 1.
You can see Archie just aiming for the card. Don't expect him to jump unless he absolutely has to. Does like to keep planted as much as he possibly can. Well, I say that, he's launched across the face of the play this time around. Now the drop down pass, Juicy come up pretty well, but it's going to be difficult to create from that angle. Joyo just waiting in the backfield. One thing that Oxygen did do very well yesterday, Johnny, and we were talking about this prior to the day starting, is how good they are at getting stops in defense and pushing the ball into the corner. You're going to have a Joy, you're going to have an Oski.
Oh,
nothing they can do this time. Wiped out by the demo.
Yeah, it's a bit too slow there to get the ball to safety. Joyo needed to get that rid just a little bit quicker. He gets demoed, and the net's left open for Itachi. Great play by Gentlemates. They realized that all they needed to do is take Joyo out of the picture, and the net would be uncontested. Now Archie's up for an immediate shot after the kickoff. Goes for the top corner, only finds the post. Who has still for me been the MVP of the whole weekend.
Joyo can't follow ahead of Juicy, his ex-teammate. It's Archie now, daring somebody to come and meet him. Joyo's now up. Uncontested for now, but doesn't want to take too many risks. Gets the block. Next is Oski. Very even from both these two squads over in that midfield. We can get that first big win. Oh, Joyo called off by Oski. He's not happy with his angle.
Yeah, Joyo didn't look comfortable after the initial takeoff, but he wasn't the last player, so it was fine. Inside the final minute now. Joyo boost steal, breaks rotation and turns around on the plate. He's got it past Seiko. Juicy needed to get a touch there, which he did. Another bump misses for Gentlemates, but their intentions are clear. If you're defending solo, you better be looking out for bumps and demos. Oski looking for a huge play. Double commit by Gentlemates. And now Joyo's got full tank and boost. Dangerous times for the French roster. And oh, it's off the post. Surely no one's there for Oxygen.
They try to wrap themselves around, play from the angle that the ball was originally playing at, and once it bounced off the post, they weren't ready anymore. Archie wants the demo. Oski's gone flying in. Joyo is the last one back. He's up against Seiko, who's got support coming on. Looks for the
Oh, a save.
Holds strong, keeps it at one each, and maybe sends us to overtime.
Yeah, massive save there by Joyo. In a tough position. It's not over yet, though. Itachi looking for the game winner. Oh, my goodness. It's off the keeper, off the crossbar, off the post, and into the ground.
Next goal will win it. Seiko to himself. He's got Oski trying to chase him down. I'll keep this going, actually, and respect that he has gathered. Archie was bumped out of the way. Oh, not a great touch. Juicy, but plays it to safety off his own backboard. Still, a lot of boost used for very little gain.
Yeah, that was akin to a moment Juicy had last split where he accidentally owned goal from a similar position. This time he does have control of the situation. Juicy's boostless here, though. Can't really get too much on it. Archie! 2-1. Oxygen take it.
Just rolled out beautifully for him. Look at the challenge. Drops down. And Archie couldn't have asked for it to be placed any better. Seiko turn around on the line. He's got no momentum left. And Oxygen Esports, despite quite the scare at 0 second, have got the game number 1 win. And I am looking forward to, hopefully, 6 more games of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that personally. But yeah, a problem for Juicy there at the end of the game. He didn't have enough boost to get up the wall over the top of the ball to play a safe 50-50. He could only get a vertical touch on the underside of the ball, and that, of course, allowed him to be dunked on, which sent the ball straight into the middle. If he just had a little bit more boost there, he could have got in on the goal side of the ball and deflected it more into the midfield. But well played. Oxygen survive a last-second scare to then go on and win in overtime. You know, part of what makes me confident in this team's ability now to not just win this match, but also even win this tournament is the comeback yesterday against KC. They didn't, have everything go their way. If they just, went off to a flying start, caught KC cold and won it, I'd be less confident than, having to really fight for the win, which they did. And, starting strong against Gentlemates, it's not a one-sided game, very close game, but Oxygen are doing well at both ends of the pitch.
Yeah, I think one team that we need to mention here as well, the big storyline in this series, it's not necessarily for either of these teams, it's that BDS are now the biggest Gentlemates fans in the world. They are the next team up. They are that 4th team in the European rankings. And they need a team like Oxygen to not get into the finals and already be threatening for their top spots. KC, not happy either, but they've got a lot more leeway.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation for BDS. So they've only got themselves to blame, of course, after what Vitality did to Resolve today. They'll be thinking, how have we lost that? But obviously Resolve played a great series yesterday, and I don't think BDS will underestimate them again, even if that is what happened yesterday. All teams still have it in their own control. It's all about making the major. You make the major, you can make Worlds. With a result at the major, that's good enough. That's a great cover by Archie. He finds Oski, and he has sniped the long shot. Well, how about that from Archie? Covering the mid-pass so well, and finding Oski with the outlet. in the process.
Just sat there from Archie's POV. He is already boosting before the ball has hit the backboard. He knew the moment the setup play was there. I've got to go. I need to be there before the third man from Gentlemates gets here. See what we can do. Nice lost over to Seiko, but Archie recovered well and actually decided, all right, well, if you're going to lose it to him, you're going to lose his car.
Look at the speed of Joyo, completely dusting his former teammate Juicy. Oxygen are all over them, and it's a rattled crossbar to almost put Oxygen 2 goals up. Oski and Joyo are all over them with the aerial plays. Archie's reading their every move. Gentlemates have got some trouble here. It's not looking comfortable for them in defense. Forced to make save after save. As booster being stolen away. That's much better with the hard clear, but look who it is. Again, just dictating the play in the midfield. It's Archie to Oski. And he actually gets it wide, but this is brilliant from Archie, who's really seen a return to form this weekend.
Just seems like a team comp that works nicer for him. He gets to pick his spots a lot more. Especially when you've got a player like Joyo that just launches as often as he does. Archie's happy just to be the general, the field general for his squads. See, Joyo is now finally starting to rotate back out. Did steal the 100, which means Itachi not overly comfortable as Oski sticks around with 0. And 0, that has done very well. Seiko now up. Has to play for some bit of time. Joyo's tried to meet him. He's actually managed to get over to Juicy. What a play that is to get the ball out. And that is what Gentlemates really needed. They've got so much more position now to work with. And now they get the passing play as 2 players required to stop it.
Yeah, good cover there by Joyo. It's another double commit from Oxygen, but they're going to be more than fine there. Oski recovering immediately off that one. They're just making sure not to leave any ball uncontested here. And that's definitely not something the Gentlemates have had to play with. Oski now waiting in the middle again. Archie likewise. They've just had midfield control for most of game 2, Oxygen. Just past half-time now. Archie fakes a challenge, brings Joyo into the play. You know, whether he's actually making a play on the ball or off of it, Archie just looks like he's in the zone right now. One of the best natural third men Rocket League's ever seen. Playing now with 2 playmakers. It must be a dream for Archie just to know anytime he can get the ball to one of these Wonder Kids. I say Wonder Kids, they've both got a lot of experience now as well. It's going to be a good time for Oxygen.
2 minutes left. Gentlemates still looking for a way to get the momentum back. They were doing very well during regulation time for the previous game, and since that goal's gone in, it has all been Oxygen.
What?
That is unbelievable.
Well, there's no way Juicy thought Archie was in that position. Juicy thought he's clearing the ball to the side there. Archie's blocked it middle, and what looked like a routine clear ball has just been sent straight into the back of the net. Archie to Oski for the 2nd time of the game. 2-0 OXG.
I have to watch that again. I don't know if Archie is playing for the demo and he just kind of got luckier if he wants the ball originally.
I think he wanted the ball.
Ridiculous.
I was on his POV there, and I'm pretty sure he played the ball. I mean, it's a pretty chaotic situation. If he gets the demo or the ball clean or just a 50-50, they're all pretty good outcomes. Because in that situation, the defense or the team trying to get the ball clear, you know, volatility is good. Oh, what a save by Archie now. As Seiko launched himself into position to shoot the ball. Oski with a follow-up save. Archie's just been impossible to play for Gentlemates in this game.
He was counted out by many. He seems to be right back into his comfort zone. Gentlemates like to make this a bed of nails at this point. They've got to try and find some way through this defense. Right now, it has not worked. 1 minute left on the clock. Oski over on the wall. Nobody tries to challenge him. It's Seiko just about gets there in time to prevent Archie from taking the shot on target. Joyo is the last one back. But nobody's charging him down, and that's probably not the right decision to make because Joyo's just going to try and go for the outplays.
You know, they just can't get control of the ball right now, Gentlemates. Usually a team who can establish pressure. Struggling to find it at the moment. That's a heavy hit from Itachi, way over Juicy's head. 35 seconds to go. Seiko looking to make a play, but his first touch goes too low. Follow-up coming through from Juicy, and he's hit it wide into the corner. I mean, Gentlemates are not getting the touches they need right now, especially with the 2-goal lead that Oxygen have already established. Clinical finishing wasn't even possible at the last few seconds of this game because shots have not been created for the defending major champions.
Just all comes down to rhythm for me. Gentlemates have not hit their own rhythm. Oh, a little bit offbeat. There's another
Surely.
come in.
Oh, wow.
And so is Oski. 1-0. Oxygen have managed to take yet another game. They are 2-0 in the series and hurtling towards the grand finals.
it's just so impressive. We're talking about Oski and Joyo. When this team came together, when Joyo joined the roster, everybody's thinking, okay, finally Oski and Joyo are playing together. But I mean, how about Archie as well? 2 assists to Oski. The first one was phenomenal. It was turning defense into attack with an assist, an intentional assist as well, and then multiple key saves. Possession play in the midfield. I mean, he really did have it all this game, Archie, to carry Oxygen to a win here. And, all-around play, they just don't look like they've got any weaknesses at the moment. But you look at the block on the second goal there. He does definitely go for that after seeing that Juicy's gotten beat to the ball. He knows as well, Juicy doesn't know I'm here. So it's a great play. Second goal of the game, also assisted by Archie. And timeout, Gentlemates. The major champions have been known to save their timeout until match point in the past. Not today. They call it after 2-0.
Yeah, it's a good shout as well. Something is clearly fundamentally wrong at the moment. They are being outpaced by Oxygen. It's an Oxygen that, I don't want to say Joyo's playing bad, but they're not reliant on him at all at the moment. It's a nice little extra that they've got with him. It has been Archie and Oski. And I'm happy to see this actually for Oski because he was kind of forgotten about a little bit yesterday for his contributions. It was the Archie and Joyo that was sort of going for everything.
My goals per game. Oski's in my fantasy team. Let's go. We're making a comeback here.
I don't want to talk about that at all. I really don't. How on earth have I managed to have Rise score 0.1?
I mean, we'll have to switch it up next time around. Give you assists per game or demos per game or something. We'll see. What do you guys want to see the fantasy team stats tracked in the next EU qualifier?
Give us the most obscure one to track.
Yeah, well, we're open to it. I mean, Shogun's definitely open to it. Goals per game's not going too well.
How do I always lose these? That's the thing. I'm always last. I just want mid-table.
You are always lying. I mean, yeah, you're doing a very good job at losing. Now, another team doing a very good job at losing right now are Gentlemates, but I don't really blame them too much for this. I think, when it comes to online play, Gentlemates have not had the utmost consistency, and I think I attribute that more to them being able to play more closely to their regular level on LAN than any other team at Copenhagen, where other teams were playing a little bit more nervously and not playing as consistently. They were able to just chug on along doing all of those things right. Today, oh, look at this double fake kickoff by Oxygen to kick things off. Hold that thought as they look to get an early goal here. Cuts off by Juicy. Would have loved to see that go in, of course. Gentlemates, they've got to find some spark here, whether it's Juicy with the goals, whether it's Itachi with the field control, or Seiko with the playmaking. They need somebody here to step up. It happened yesterday after they started off a bit cold. Who's it going to be for the big French team?
Oh dear, okay.
Yeah, Oxygen landed each other to kick off game 3.
Well, Archie will recover, get the pass over to Joyo. A lot of occasions as well, you'll see mistakes like that, and it actually ends up being a good thing for the offensive team because the defense wasn't anticipating it. The backboard double, not going to happen. Joyo instead holds midfield. The start of game number 3, it looks an awful lot like the start of the last few games. Juicy going to try and put something together up against Oski, gets it past him, gets the demo on Archie as well, who did enough to at least get the ball pushed to the corner. And Archie does tend to do very well. Joyo now back up. He's not going to aim for the player. Seiko just guides it away, but will not have access to the 100. Seiko doesn't seem to mind, tries to chase down.
The key moments here for Gentlemates as Oxygen tried to run rings around them again. It's very free-flowing play here from Oxygen. Archie not afraid to turn. Joyo playing, quite far back these last 2 games, but he's got experience with that now. On the latter boys rosters, where he did do that a lot more. Worked on his defensive play. He was mostly known as an offensive player coming into the league, but now, of course, he's a more well-rounded player. Like I said, no pressure on him to make those plays. He knows he's got a full team of playmakers around him. Doesn't need to force the issue, Joyo, like he might have felt in previous rosters.
Oh! Wow. That is so good by Juicy, because that was a horror show that he was put into. Seiko could do with a little bit of help. It's off the backboard. In goes Oski. How on earth has Juicy got ahead of that?
No, not out of the woods yet. That's a great 50-50 clear. Initially, though, they were completely boost-starved. Gentlemates are scrambling against this Oxygen offense, which is swarming them from all sides. Gentlemates can't really find an easy clear. And that's a massive problem in modern-day Rocket League. Joyo's up for the early wall read, misses it, but that leaves it for Archie. Again, swoops in, takes the boost, comes back out. Gentlemates Once more, pitting back into the defensive corner.
Joyo as far as Juicy, who's going to look for the goalkeeper, doesn't find him. Another challenge goes Oxygen's way. Halfway through here in game number 3. A lot of pressure here for Oxygen. No goals just yet. Joy's going to chase down. He's on 0. Still does not really care about that. Not pace anybody. Good cover.
Well, these
by
are not
Archie.
good clears. That's not far enough for Gentlemates. And they're immediately under pressure again. I mean, they're not getting that ball over anyone. It's a clear to nothing. It's just straight back into the middle. And Oski nearly able to send a rifle on target. Joyo's pass just a little bit too fast for him to catch up to. If that was contact, there's no way a defender's reacting inside.
It does seem to me like Juicy's the only one that's had any real success with the clears. Oski played for the miss. Ends up being correct. Joyo has gone up. Joyo comes back down. He's not got to it. Oski does at least cover the shooting angle. And that's back through the middle. Seiko will desperately try and hold on to the offense. And they are getting some wins here. Gentlemates will not want to give this up for free.
Well, now, Gentlemates have had a bit of sustained pressure there, but it hasn't amounted to anything. Now here comes Oski. He's looking for Archie on the backboard. More of a back pass towards midfield. And now a complete back pass by Archie after realizing that his touch is not going to go to any of them just yet. Still composure there for Oxygen in a tie game 3. I feel like this could be a must-win game for Gentlemates. Timeout called before this. Oxygen really on fire today. Joyo decides to just shoot that one first time instead of playing for the backboard. A little mix-up as they usually would go backboard in that kind of position, but the goalkeepers were ready. No pre-jumps, no panic plays from Gentlemates on that occasion.
Itachi's got ball, he's got boost. This is the sort of one that needs to go quite far, but he's immediately played for the challenge and no one's following up for the rest of his team. They're already kind of committed to be playing defense. Does pop out. Itachi runs out of boost just as he gets there. Archie's having a few arguments with the post. Does at least recover in time, and he just smothers the ball into a position where it cannot be played by anyone from Gentlemates.
Yeah, very well played there by Archie. Needed to stay with the ball. Itachi tried to 50 it back into a teammate, like he's known for. Final seconds of game 3. Oxygen looking to press for the late lead. 50-50s. Being played very safe by both teams, but now Oski spots an opening. Recovers well in reverse. Creates a little bit of pace in the play, but Seiko's intercepted it. Seiko versus Archie. Archie again keeping that ball in the corner, defending the back corner boost, and preparing to get the next play as well, which he does. Oh, it's actually stayed up briefly, but into overtime we go.
That is a must-win overtime here for Gentlemates. Seiko intentionally loses it back corner. Juicy, he wouldn't have asked for this any better. He's got past one, and Archie just plays the ball first time, but Gentlemates are in a good spot.
That's a great interception by Seiko. Juicy's boostless though. It does leave the boost steal for Seiko. With Archie at the back, I'm feeling pretty confident that Oxygen are going to be okay on that play. Oski's got a full tank. Joyo's just harassing Gentlemates attackers, and once again, whenever that ball does spill free into that open position, Oxygen are closing it down.
The diving challenges are usually so risky to go for, but they do make them work. Onto the midfield. Archie's very low, but that does not matter at all in this series. They actually do their best work when they're low on boost. Oski holds midfield. Gentlemates okay with that. Not as okay with handing the ball straight to Joyo. Gets it out to Oski. Back to Joyo. No, not quite, but Oski in a position where Archie's not really going to play that first time. Johnny, this is where the issues have been. Gentlemates need to get rid of this ball.
Yeah, so both players playing for the dunk there. Nobody making contact. So far in this game, Gentlemates have only had a single shot to Oxygen's 9. So when you're looking at chances, it's Oxygen, team leading in the series, who have created more often. That's very messy in defense there by Juicy. Did not keep control. Gentlemates have got away with it. That's a bit of a tame shot by Joyo. More of a pass to the goalkeeper. Still Gentlemates struggling to get the ball past that midfield line for too long.
Tried to leave it for Joyo, but that was well read by the defense. Juicy up against Joyo.
What a read.
That is just nice and safe back into the corner. No real play available, so Gentlemates have to go back. They go again. Seiko looking for the outplay. Can he get the bump on the goalkeeper? No, Archie's just hugging the back line. Gentlemates just can't surprise Oxygen at the moment. When you're not doing that, Oxygen do look pretty comfortable. Oski with the reset.
Wow.
Goes low. Is he going to guess where the players are going? No, Gentlemates do a good job just not getting themselves crossed.
Oh! Well, that was almost an opening there from Juicy as Archie committed and didn't get a touch on the ball. Now Oski off his own back wall. Switching it up quite well, Oxygen. Sometimes going for the high air dribble, sometimes low ones with 50-50s behind him. Juicy's going to try his own luck with one as well, but he's stopped before he can get a flip into the ball cleanly. But you guessed it, Archie continues to be a real thorn in the side of Gentlemates today.
Yeah, very aggressive positioning from Archie so far. Itachi waits midfield. Just playing for the territory for now. Wasn't really going to do much to trouble the goalkeeper. Now played back out into the corner again. Juicy, he has got Itachi in midfield if he can get the ball to him. Instead, they lose it back to mid, and Seiko wasn't ready.
Yeah, Seiko might have been expecting one more touch from the Oxygen player there. Never came. 50-50s being followed up so quickly by both teams. Seiko should be comfortable in this position. Flip reset in defense and an air dribble as well. Used all his boost for that though, but does get a demo in Oski, who actually had full boost there, so it's a great exchange by Seiko. Still such an important game, such a tense game. Juicy dodges out demo from behind on the wall. Great awareness by him. Can Gentlemates cross the line? Oxygen didn't get anything to say about it. Joyo downwards, saved. That was a chance.
That's probably the most Joyo play that we have seen throughout this series. Gentlemates have done anything. They've kept him reasonably quiet. You don't want to be allowing those pop-up passes like this one. Joyo back up, not much boost. Has to play a little bit more direct, which was prepared for. Almost 4 minutes into this overtime, 9 minutes without a single goal across this entire game. There's still Gentlemates that are the more desperate for it. Not the best first touch there from Oski. He's going to try and recover by hitting Itachi. At least made it awkward for him. Now Joyo's up. He's got the 100. He's sealing, reset, backboard. They knew they had to go.
Again, Oxygen are doing a little bit more when it comes to taking those chances, creating those opportunities. Gentlemates, the team playing the most of the defense this game. Now Oski with a flip reset, gets a huge connection onto it, but that's going to take it away from him. And Juicy secures the back corner boost. Great defense of that back corner boost there by Juicy. Where's that back corner boost spawning now? Seiko picks it up on spawn. Great awareness. Look at how Gentlemates are defending their back corner boost as well as the goal.
Oh, what a catch from Joyo. He's going to try to play everybody leave.
Oh!
How on earth did Gentlemates spot it? They are so low on boost, but they're still in this game as we almost double it to 10 minutes without a goal. 10 minutes without a winner.
Oh, a touch. Oski, flip reset. Heavy touch, but it's actually favorable as Seiko misses. Gentlemates holding on brilliantly here. They are getting the saves when they need to. It's a monstrous 50-50. Itachi looking for the game winner. Oski with a huge save. Seiko's follow-up is on target. Itachi's there to finish it. Gentlemates on the board, but that was not easy.
15 shots, I should say, to 7. And Gentlemates make theirs count. They are still in this series. But it was barely throughout that game. They had to go through the fire and came out on the other side with a victory.
Yeah, they're not comfortable in this matchup, clearly. Even after a timeout, Gentlemates had to defend and defend bravely for extended periods of time. And it's not half chances. Some of these chances they had to just hope that Oxygen don't connect with. And that's not a game you want to play against Oski, Joyo and Archie. You don't want to be just sitting on the goal line as a spectator hoping that they don't hit their shot, because they're going to do it eventually. Oxygen will most likely be feeling pretty good about that game despite losing. They got caught out at the end there with a nice demo from Gentlemates before the third rotation could come back through. But overall, they'll know they had their chances this game, and if they can just stick those big plays into the top corners, then Gentlemates are not going to have saves.
I mean, it is just incredibly impressive for the amount of offense Gentlemates are against to not allow a goal for 10 minutes. Now, maybe the opposite side of that is they would not like to see that amount of defense ever again, but they at least pulled it out when they needed to. And they have managed to close this series in at 2-1. I have a question for you here, Johnny, about how maybe you read this series for a player like Juicy as well, because he is an ex-teammate of Joyo, really burst into the scene alongside Joyo. They didn't find results together. Do you feel like a series like this means a bit more to Juicy? Because he was, I feel almost scapegoated in a bit of a way for the results of that team.
And honestly, I think if Juicy ever did have thought that he has to prove something for his failures and the team's failures when he played for Moist, I think those questions have been answered. Oh, look at this from Oski, by the way. Oh my goodness. Forget about Juicy. About Oski with a ceiling reset, dunk on Seiko, and then the double past Itachi. I mean, Itachi was just floundering. But Oski has done exactly what we talked about at the end of the last game. If you play defense against this team all game, you're in big trouble because they are going to hit big time shots at some point. Oski only takes a few seconds in game 4, and he's done exactly that.
Oski took the fact that we weren't talking about him yesterday very personally. Okay, yep, you are still him, Oski. Try to go for the musty, doesn't get as much power as he would have liked. Oski, one of those players that would love to just break into that next level. Felt like him and the rest of Liquid were sort of stuck in the exact same spot. 4th best in Europe. Couldn't really get out of that spot. Maybe this is the roster to take him to that next level. And that next level is Grand Finals, Championships, the lot that you would always want.
Oh, team bump.
That is a huge bump, and now it's down to the drop, and Joyo can't quite get to it.
Yeah, Joyo was going for a pixel touch on the ball there, really trying to get the perfect shot, top corner near post. Archie now double misses. It's into the middle though for Joyo. And when you're looking at Archie coming in for the double tap, you have to respect it. And that has allowed Archie's miss to just play perfectly into the middle for Joyo. 2-0 Oxygen.
How many goals have we seen throughout this entire weekend where it's just you respect that he can from this Oxygen team? Saw Vatira jumping so many times where he thought, all right, this is definitely going on target. And by then, plays it off the backboard. You're all perfectly good. We'll just have the 3rd man come in and score. This is a weapon that Oxygen are utilizing to its best.
Absolutely. You know, to answer your question earlier, I don't think Juicy will feel like he's got anything personal to prove here about the rivalry, perhaps, with Joyo. I think Joyo will feel like he's got something to prove. Because his results continue to be suboptimal going into this season. Juicy's successful major will probably make him feel pretty confident. Oh, he's not going to be too happy about this situation, though. Goal line scramble again goes away from Gentlemate's net, but they are just playing survival mode for extended periods here. Juicy with a great 50 middle, though. Chance for Seiko, and he puts it through. Gentlemate's on the board.
I want to have a look at something over here because that was a lot closer than I thought it might be. Itachi was bumped Archie and almost hit Archie into the ball, but they're just barely away. And we've gone from no goals across 10 minutes to 3 goals across 2. We will take that.
Often how it goes in Pro Rocket League, the long overtimes can just be followed by a quick goal in the very next game.
Is that our hopium for our rank session? We haven't scored in 20 minutes, which means 7 of them must be coming sometime soon.
It just means the other team are about to win the overtime and then score it again in the next game. But not when it comes to these guys. They've got the experience to stay locked in, regardless of a result going against them in one game. It's a very aggressive pop forward by Oxygen there. Great find. As they continue to look for these outlet passes from defense, it's one of the best ways to clear the ball in Rocket League is to look for a teammate who can then clear it for you instead of just trying to do it all yourself with a heavy hit that ends up not being quite as heavy as would be necessary. This is a chance for Archie, closed down by Itachi. Well, just over 2 minutes in game 4. If last game was must win for Gentlemates, you know, it still feels like we're in that territory with how well Oxygen are playing.
Yeah, the 3-0 is kind of that impossible zone, but 3-1 is in the, yeah, you're still not looking very good at all. 2-2 tends to be where we get the biggest and best series. Archie pops the ball. And beyond that, but they don't need anything beyond that at the moment. Nice cut across there from Juicy. Itachi, back to Juicy, well read by Oski. Read that play early, got to it, and now the demo, Gentlemate's got to scramble back because Oski is there. And Oski is dangerous in this game.
That's good play by Joyo. Oh, but the follow-up's not there. Joyo has to try and recover on this one. Oxygen are really trying to scramble back and get this clear. Initially, Joyo forced to play really well, but Oxygen did not have a follow-up, and they need one here as well. The ball's onto their goal line. Not for the first time, but Oski's faked it. It's off the post. This is ridiculous. How have Gentlemates not scored here? Oxygen have gotten away with one.
Well, run that back 9 more times, they'll score it the other 9. We found the one situation where they couldn't. Juicy takes a shot, and Archie can't react in time. 2 each.
Well, the previously consistent Oxygen have had a really bad passage of play there. They're not in sync with these challenges. Archie turning right as his teammate ahead of him forces a play, can't contest, can't react from that range, even with his great goalkeeping skill. Well, Gentlemates are right back in it. 2-2 in Game 4, about to be 2-2 in the series score as well, if things keep going the way they are.
Joyo waits on the backboard, but Itachi daring him to take the challenge. Back past the Juicy, he's got Joyo jumping ahead of him, who comes up with the ball. Gentlemates have done well to fight back into this game. They need one more, and they will turn this on its head. Seiko will take it, avoids getting demoed. That was well played by him. And actually can be the target man. Archie realized it. Now the demo. Archie can keep going. Goes backboard. Juicy. What decision does he make? He goes in and out. Oh! Time. Oski's doubled up.
Wow, what a demo by Joyo. What a hit to the backboard by Archie. But how about the finish? Oski had to slam that one underneath Juicy. He was trying for an in and out save. Had the top shelf covered, but the shot low under him could not be reached.
26 seconds. They've got to find a big play, and they've got to find it now. They're going to leave it for Juicy. Joyo has already got up to meet him. Archie, too quick for Seiko. Too smooth for Itachi.
Oh, they've done it.
Demo, it's all done. This very well could be insurmountable. Oxygen are going to put themselves on match point.
That's a pre-flip demo there by Joyo. He demoed the second player for Gentlemates to leave one at the back alone on the previous goal. Now he's demoed the last player to leave the net wide open. Joyo with the off-the-ball plays to bring his team success. And Oski and Archie did not waste any time in capitalizing. It's triple match point as Oxygen look to take down their second Big Four French org in a row.
Vitality awaits. They might not be waiting much longer. What a response by Oxygen. They were made to fight for it, but it's a team that just does not seem to get phased. They made one mistake, one big wobble. They saw a goal going against it, and while some teams we've seen throughout the tournament, have more mistakes after that, Oxygen don't care. They're going for another goal.
It's fantastic stuff. I mean, this is the type of regain that I after yesterday, I'm not surprised to see, because yesterday Oxygen didn't have it completely their way with Karmine Corp. It's never going to be easy against Karmine Corp when Batir is looking for a championship Sunday for the 27th time in a row. But the fact that they're able to bounce back from a game loss in a tough overtime and a game overall that they had the advantage in, and then to bounce back again from a 2-goal swing against them, and to hit their shots, to land the demos, to hit their passes well. I mean, they really did hit every single touch perfectly in those final 2 goals. The whole team trusting each other, the whole team making the plays they need to, whether it's a demo, whether it's a hard center ball, or whether it's a finishing touch.
So we head over to Aquadome. Gentlemates got anything left to offer Oxygen? Or do we have the setup? Oh my goodness, what a call here from Gentlemates. Read the play, had the answer.
The second double fake kickoff that Oxygen have gone for. Interestingly enough here, I think Itachi might have played for a block just in case it was the double kickoff, the bot kickoff that we've been seeing. So they had that covered with the block, and then with obviously Seiko following behind, he can just react to what's happening. So beautiful, and they're going to get another one. No, they're not. MVP Post back at it again. Really has had a great weekend, the Post, against Gentlemates in particular. And, well, BDS also, who were eliminated by the Post just yesterday.
I think the Post definitely is from the UK. Is that all I'm learning at the moment? Supposed to be helping more often than not. Seiko now off the backboard. Brilliant first touch. Going to try and go off the ceiling. Had a bit of an argument with the ceiling. Joyo continuing to the waiting stretch of Seiko. Into the middle yet again. Itachi takes his time, pops a ball around one, but that's actually exactly where Moist. I say Moist? Oh my goodness, I said Moist. Oxygen wanted that one off the backboard. Oh my goodness, everyone's gone. Well, at least they made contact.
Somebody hit the ball, please, is the call when everybody's up like that. Well, I hope someone's got it. If none of us hit this is going to be embarrassing. They did get the hit, and now Oski's coming through again, looking for the pinch on target. Actually, they're all just bumping goalkeepers. Seiko manages to evade those and get the ball clear. The Gentlemates have defended well for large parts of their success this season, and they're going to need to defend well if things continue to play out as they currently are. Seiko and Itachi running dry on boost, not for the first time this series. Luckily for them, so did Oski, who before he could look back around and continue the attack. How's that follow-up looking? It's good. Juicy 2-0. But it's all about the pass here for Itachi. He managed to air dribble it over the top of everyone and kept a very, very soft touch to drop it in front of the goal.
Got a soft touch at a ridiculous angle. That is such incredible execution from Itachi. And Gentlemates have a bit of a buffer now in this game. How's that gonna lash? Joyo out into the midfield. Archie didn't have a great angle on it, so instead just pops the ball up. Now his team's going to play for boost and see what Itachi can come up with. After the last goal that was scored, I would say don't ask that question too much. Seiko yet again. He has grown in confidence. He has tried to go for the outplays more and more as this series has progressed. We've seen that the series isn't going the way that he would hope and trying to shoulder some of the burden himself. And that's how you deal with Joyo, at least temporarily, because here comes the rest of the squad.
Whoa!
And that was very brave, Itachi, to not jump.
Yeah, I think he knew no one was up for Oxygen to contest him. He was more worried perhaps about just deflecting the ball in an unfavorable location himself. He was a little bit awkwardly placed. Half the game to go. Close pass to Oski. Not much of an angle there for Oski to play with, but he almost got that one inside the post. The speed for Oxygen is noticeable. The speed not just of their play, but of their reads on wall bounces. It's really putting a lot of pressure on Gentlemates. They know if they're not up immediately for a wall read, they're going to get beaten to the ball.
For Gentlemates, we've already seen them not concede for 10 minutes. And we think to themselves, well, what about 2? We can just hold on to this. Send ourselves to Neo Tokyo. Maybe have a shot at this series. Oski with Joyo in support, but not from that angle. It's going to be up to Oski to try and create something. Not going to do anything with the state of his car at this moment. Oski back up. Good catch. Bit of a heavy first touch, but still able to follow. Joyo on the backtrack. Actually not asking questions. Gentlemen so far have had the correct answers.
Archie with a good beat here, but well read by Juicy. They're into that defensive structure now that they are so difficult to break down. Gentlemates have managed to nullify some of the best offensive teams in the world at the Copenhagen Major. 3-0 sweep over Falcons, and then a quick 3-0 lead in a grand final. They went on to win 4-2 against G2. See, these are some of the teams people talk about when they talk about high-flying offense. Can Oxygen break them down with just a minute to go? Itachi bumped out of the way. Oski now looking to shoot directly, but everything seems to be covered right now by Gentlemates. Everything except the center ball. Oh, Itachi's there for it as Archie backed off to midfield to pick up boost.
Yeah, Auction have been the faster teams for a large portion of this series, but when you've got a team like Gentlemates that now do not have to chase, they're quite comfortable with this 2-goal lead. Oh, how much longer? Off the backboard. Oh, it was missed. Oski's got to come in low boost. Is he going to try and lay us off to Archie? Yes, he does! Oh, Itachi just about got to it. What a read.
Great closing down of the shot. Itachi just making himself as big as he can. Saw the return pass coming. A lot of players would have just tunnel visioned on the save and the initial shot there. Not had the 1-2 pass read. Itachi's not one of those players as they look to send us to game 6. Oxygen do still have their timeout available. They might need to think about using it unless they can get a late goal here, which they might. Joyo looks for the goal, can't find it.
Who's next up? There's no one left. There's no time left. One more goal for Itachi. He's deserved it with his defensive performance. Everyone on the board for Gentlemates. And we will go to game 6. And maybe, just maybe, I see Champions Field in the distance.
You know, this game started off with a kickoff going the way of Gentlemates. They were able to counter a kickoff strat that Oxygen have repeated this series. It's not completely wrong to repeat a kickoff strat in a series, of course. Sometimes that is in itself a mind game, but it is still worth noting that their double fake kickoff got read the second time around, or at least got countered the second time around. So not expecting to see that one again. for the rest of this series. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely not next game. Maybe game 7. Maybe a game 7 overtime would be an interesting spot to see that one pop up again.
You know, if we were to pick places that we might want it to happen.
I mean, I would love to see it. I don't know if Oxygen would love to see it. I don't know if either team want anything to do with that in a game 7 overtime. But apart from the kickoff goal going the way of Gentlemates, it was Itachi with a big time assist that got them ahead by 2 goals, and that was a very comfortable position. I mean, this is the team who win consistently by 1 goal more than any other in the world. So a 2-goal lead must feel like 7 for Gentlemates. They're going to feel super happy with 2 goals to the good. No timeout called by Oxygen, by the way. They're saving that one for game 7 should they need it.
Yeah, much quieter game here from Oxygen, but for Gentlemates, I mean, that was just them at their best. When they can control the pace, when they can just set themselves up and not have to chase the game quite as much as they have been throughout this series, they love it. That is their version of paradise. For now, we do go over to game 6. 2 games in the bank here from Gentlemates. They still need 2 more. For Oxygen, they just need the 1, and they will meet Vitality in the finals. And they will send BDS fans especially into utter despair.
Yeah, that is the scariest result possible for BDS, seeing Oxygen succeed. Although BDS, of course, could still just make a couple top 4s and lock in a major spot themselves. Good cut there by Joyo. Wanted to just help out the defense in some way that he can. Somebody's got to get up and stop Juicy on this plate. And somebody does. Early force and a follow-up save as Oxygen trying to flex their defensive teamwork as well.
Back to the midfield. Next one up is Archie. He's just going to wait. Seiko, who I've been so impressed with in the last few minutes. He seems to have taken this series under his own wing. On for the outplay, is just slowing the play down an awful lot more. That one almost up at the top of Joyo. Who's going to follow, tried to catch the wrong foot, and they've done it. It rolled out to him, and he's not going to say no to such an opportunity.
Well, Joyo had everybody faked out there. It looked like he was going to go to the backboard. Looks like he's going to go to the back corner. But instead, he just goes directly middle, and that's a much faster threat that you have to worry about. Gentlemates did not have a player ready to close down that play, as they so often do. And it's 1-0 Oxygen in a crucial game 6.
Seiko, they have the reset, didn't have much more, still sticks with it. Can he get the ball midfield? No, not quite. Joyo just crushes through the challenge. 100 has been stolen as well. Now the backboard. Juicy, he jumps expecting to get hit. Thankfully for Gentlemates, they've got rid of it. Tachi.
Well, that was risky in defense for that 50-50. It had an orange trail indicating that it was someone. Oh, look at this. Oski turns in the back post, loops back around, and gets a second goal. Now, Oski's on his outward rotation here, but he doesn't go back to defense. He just stays in the back post. And whenever the ball comes across and you're doing that, you leave no chance for the defender.
He's just turned, and it's gone straight to him. Oski, right place, right time, second time in a row. And now Gentlemates are really up against it. 3.5 minutes, 2 goals needed, 3 overall to send us to game 7.
Well, this was the exact place that they eliminated KC. Will it be that easy? No, it won't. Juicy immediately fires back. Gentlemates with a demo in defense. And the clear for Oski just was not quite right there. He needed to hit that towards the back corner. And he got a little bit panicked and passed it to the incoming player.
So big to get that done as quickly as possible as well. Gentlemates are in a much more workable position. Joyo, though, on the challenge, does get it out, and this time Oski can't get there in time. Would love to add to his goal tally, get that hat trick, and go to the grand finals. Juicy tries to turn. Seiko will have a little bit of time, but he does have Archie trying to chase, and he is gone for his troubles. Itachi wins the race, though. Joyo waiting for it, ceiling reset. Everyone's now back down because they know what will happen if Joyo has got that kind of time. Just respect it for the time being. Juicy off the wall, good recovery. Doesn't have the 100 to work with. It's a nice spot now for Oxygen.
Well, that's maybe a bit of a waste there for Oski. He had better options. He could have tried to, shoot that or backboard it or double tap it. He didn't get the first touch right, and it ended up being quite easy for Gentlemates to deal with. Still, Oxygen pressing forward. They're able to keep these attacks alive a whole lot longer than Gentlemates can when they get the ball into offense. And big chance here for Archie off the bar. Follow-up is there for Gentlemates.
Archie's got a bit of time. Take 2 at this one. 0 boost, though. Oxygen want to defend in their opponent's side of the field. It's Juicy. Can he get a second one? Yes, he can. Archie already read it. Juicy's on 0. Getting harassed by everybody, but that's not popped up so nicely for Itachi!
Oxygen tried to send multiple players there, but Seiko's 50 is just too strong. He completely nullifies the clear attempt. Straight back to Itachi. It's something Gentlemates do so well. You try to create some volatility in a challenge, and they just take all the power away from the ball, passing it straight to a teammate.
You're trying to win it, and they agree with you. You're allowed to win it, but you're going to win it at our pace, our rules, our standards. 2 each. Look like Oxygen might be in the distance. Now they leave it. Itachi had to get there in time. Oski's cut rotation, and Seiko had to be aware of it, but now Joyo, good catch from him. Keeps it going, wants backboard, and Itachi wants far corner.
Great defensive 50s by Gentlemates. Right after scoring with a 50-50 pass in offense. Look how often the ball gets bogged down in the back corner. Gentlemates are just keeping it here. Archie looking for the shot low. Juicy just gets it, and again deflects the ball to that safe back corner.
Reaction time is unreal. He had 0 boost, just had to hope that gravity did the work. And it did this time around. Seiko now off the wall. Had options in the midfield. Oski clears. They're going to have to play back corner, take that 100 and go again. Now to the ceiling. Juicy. Has he got the mechs to outplay anymore? Itachi with Seiko midfield, and Seiko realized if he got beat to that, that was big trouble.
Juicy looking for the bump, but there's no follow-up there. Maybe not the play to go for as Oxygen get back into attack. Archie's already stolen the boost on one side. He's going to steal the boost on the other side as well, but crucially, Itachi doubles it clear. Wins back the midfield for Gentlemates for now. Double tap in the back corner by Juicy, and a dunk goes the wrong way. Well, the team who usually get their 50-50s right have come off badly in that exchange. Itachi dispossessed, but back corner control again for Gentlemates in defense.
Oski very heavy first touch, realized he had to abandon it. Juicy's not got much there. Itachi has 14 seconds until we head into another overtime in a series that has a lot of them. Can Juicy put something together? No, it lays out to Seiko. Archie didn't get a best hit there. It's a good challenge win. Everyone from Oxygen is getting each other. The wall! And it's now the post yet again.
Well, that was pretty close for comfort. Oxygen looking to take it in OT now, but Oski gets bumped out of the play. Itachi's got boost to work with, goes high. Joyo reads him, but it's down to Seiko, of course. As like any 50-50 Itachi makes, is going to go towards a teammate. Archie bounces it through as we get back into midfield play. The long overtime this series was won by Gentlemates. And they bait Oxygen in here. Will Oxygen keep their cool and avoid overextending? Is that what they've done here? No, maybe not, as Seiko fails to make a touch. Still, Oxygen do not look quite as comfortable now. And how could you be with Gentlemates coming back once again? Second game in a row. Here come Oxygen though off the backboard. Itachi covers it.
Archie will turn. Plays the ball to the corner yet again. He's going to try and chase, see if he can get any demos. No one found. Seiko's crushed the second challenge. Oski to his own corner. Itachi steals the 100. Oski just has to make it awkward. Did enough. Now becomes the target man. Realizes no one's challenging him. Tried to turn on it. Itachi is doing the heavy lifting at the moment in this overtime. Joyo is so low on boost. That demo from Oski is massive. But 1 for 1, the receipt is gained.
Archie middle. Oh, Seiko's awkward. Joyo did not believe that Seiko would be awkward there, but he was stuck underneath the ball. That was a huge chance that Oxygen didn't even know about. And why would you expect that to be an opportunity? Looks like a routine clear for a player like Seiko, who's so hard to catch out of position in defense.
Oski awaits. Juicy couldn't get much on it. Can Oski follow?
Oh, what pass.
He drops it. Don't commit. Archie takes. Archie misses. Now we break to the opposite side of the field. Seiko against Oski and Joyo. Tries to go far corner. Couldn't get Joyo's car on the demo.
A delayed flick there, but the chance is still alive. Seiko, he puts it through. Oxygen could not re-establish the defensive structure after getting caught to the counter-attack. Archie left in no man's land, and it was all too easy for Seiko. Gentlemates come back and win to send us in Game 7.
Pure resilience. No real spoilers here. Timeout from Oxygen. We are going to Champions Field. What a series this has been. But for Oxygen, from 2 goals up to forced to play in Game 7.
Well, you know, Oxygen, they had their big chance at the end of the game there. Oski did so well to center the ball past everybody. Joyo had an opportunity to go for it, jumped, and then got called off by Archie, who hit the post. Now, if you're going to come in as third man to an attack like that, you have to hit your shot. You have to hit your touch. And on that occasion, Archie did not. He just slammed the post. So that just gave pressure to Gentlemates, and they were able to score with the very next attack that was played. And that was from 2-0. The second game in a row, Gentlemates have come back from 2 goals down.
It is slipping away from Oxygen at the moment. Oski's 2 goals to start things off this game. And you thought that this might very well be it, but Gentlemates answered back pretty quickly. And they just kept winning every single challenge after that. It felt, this game, Johnny, like this is the most overall composure and dominance across the field that we have had from Gentlemates.
Yeah, they're just so efficient, so effective with all their plays. Now, I said second game in a row that they've come back from 2-0. That was a lie. It's not. In fact, it was game 4 that they came back from 2-0 but lost it. But yeah, second time this series they've come back from 2 down. Oxygen are losing leads. And, you know, that may be the conversation right now, that they have to just try and be a little bit harder to score on when they get in front by 2. And it was really well played by Gentlemates not to lose their composure. I mean, they're down by 2 and they just keep on playing the exact same way, which is very awkward. It's almost jarring to play against. You expect the opponents to get more nervous, to get more panicky, to get more, you know, risky when they're down by 2. Gentlemates just keep doing exactly what they're doing. And they just stick to their game plan so well. And that is to just control the play, control the opposition. And they have, you know, slowed Oxygen down a little bit in that game, which must be frustrating for Oxygen. They just want to race to the ball. They want to take Gentlemates on with wall reads and say, okay, who's better? Who brought the protractor to the match? But this is it now. If Oxygen are going to continue the run, they've got to do it in Champions Field. Game 7. One team advances to the grand final.
Which team is more clutch? Up goes Itachi to try and start us off. Looks for Joyo's car, can't quite find it. Oxygen have been starting well, not necessarily ending it in the same fashion. Joyo now up, does not want to get hit. But who will be the talisman for their team? That was not the flick anyone was expecting.
I mean, I'm surprised that a flick was even attempted there, but it shows the difference in ideas between Oxygen and Gentlemates. I feel like Gentlemates in that position will just take the 50-50 every day of the week, whereas Oxygen, they're looking for the outplays in the back corner. Joyle's got one this time, continues the air dribble, not a lot of boost to work with, but he's going to 50 it into the middle, and no one's there. Archie does loop around, and the attack continues.
Yeah, they were trying to play either corner. They weren't necessarily expecting it to drop into the midfield. Joyo back up. Good recovery, gets it to Archie. Archie's got a bit of time. Not the best first touch. He's going to try and take the challenge. And he's almost got it. Juicy with just enough shoulder strength to keep it out.
Yeah, you're trying to take Gentlemates on at their own game there, but there wasn't really too much of an option. I mean, Archie can kind of try for a side flip shot bottom corner or just 50-50 it in and hope the defender panics, but Juicy did nothing of the sort. What a save by Seiko as well. He was there for it, so I mean, last second from spectator POV, but for Seiko, that was intended to hit the ball that late.
Don't give Archie a chance to get to him at all. Low boost here for Joyo. It's going to be a long recovery back as well before he is fully relevant, and that touch does not help Archie at all. Very low across the field. Gentlemates didn't seem to quite know it, otherwise I think they might have tried to press to hold that advantage a little more. Seiko again, heavy first touch. He will take it. Happy to leave it though for the midfield. Oh, just those mistakes. Oh, and Archie's cut across. It's nicely into the path of Oski, but Gentlemates will be very happy and very comfortable with this position.
That's much better from Oxygen. Looking for that outlet pass again that was so effective for them earlier in the series. Now
where's that dropping?
Goes flying into the crossbar. That was a huge win there for Itachi. And look at the pace of the ball right now as it just zips around the field. Bump on the goalie, Joyo. Trying to create some space there, but the follow-up shot wasn't good enough. You know, Joyo was able to clutch up in game 4 for Oxygen with demos to win it for them. That could be the key here for Oxygen to break down this defense, which has been impossible to get through in key moments.
Yeah, these opportunities are dropping. It's 2 now, I feel, for Archie that he needed to do better on. Good positions, good run-up, not a very good shot. Oski tries to turn it around. Gentleman's launching everybody. Archie now back in. Position that we already know he's never going to make a missed touch from. Joyo waiting, still waiting. A bit of a hunch that the teammate was going to come on in.
Yeah, you needed to be patient there, Joyo, and he played it perfectly. Now Joyo's making it very awkward at the other end. Gentlemate's trying to follow him along as he gets way more touches than most players would. Joyo's up early again for this, but he's missed that one. Seiko's got an open net. That is a huge miss by Joyo, but it's been the plays they've gone for all series long. They've trusted their wall reads. He thought it was hitting the ceiling. It wasn't. And Seiko, who didn't jump early, just waited, capitalizes on the miss.
Is that really going to be the way this one is decided? A series that has slipped through Oxygen's fingers. Oski with Joyo on the left. Gonna delay it. Low challenge. Seiko on the goal line. Gonna pop back out. But Gentlemates, when they've got the lead, they look comfortable. They don't press the issue too much. They just keep getting the challenges go their way. Attaching fast side. Now the follow-up is in from Juicy.
Gentlemates are just so hard to play. Itachi has everybody panicking. They think his shot's on target, and Juicy's there to 50 it through. It's been just a masterclass in control by Gentlemates in the late games in this series. Showing how to play from in front in Game 5, showing how to play from behind in Game 6, and now showing how to play from a tie in Game 7.
They have now scored the last 5. Gentlemates have everything going their way, including what's left of the clock. 1 minute. And we need something miraculous here from Oxygen, or they are out, as Archie just keeps them in it with the save.
Yeah, they need more than that right now, though, and that's another conceding possession by Oxygen. Seiko with a quality touch. Oski's got to go huge here, does try to create something, but Gentlemates are there. And like we said earlier, this will feel like a 5-goal lead for them. This is such a massive advantage they've got, as again, they just clear their lines at the back post, as they do so often. Can they get a goal? No, Oxygen denied by the crossbar and the keeper at the same time. Great saves. Oski's overhit this follow-up touch, but they're still coming. Oski off the post, but no goals for Oxygen when they need one.
It is now 14 seconds on the clock. Oxygen are out of time, out of second chances. They've got to find something from here. Is that the play? No, it's not. That one going high will secure it. Gentlemates have shown unreal resilience, and they move on to play Vitality in the grand finals.
I mean, just what a performance. They're so calm, they're so composed under pressure, down 3-1. But it didn't look like it. They just look so hard to score on. When Oxygen have got the ball in Gentlemate's back corner, it just looks like a Gentlemate's advantage. When Gentlemates have the ball in Oxygen's back corner, it looks like a Gentlemate's advantage. I feel like whenever the play slows down, they know exactly what to do, and Oxygen got a little bit lost and maybe took a few too many risks when leading Game 6 and tied in Game 7. But that's still a quality result for Oxygen overall. They've closed the gap on the Big Four. They've for now got the top 4 points for this split, which is what you need to make the London Major. But Gentlemates and Vitality looking for their first regional win of the season. Vitality have had plenty, of course, last season, but this season they've had a bit of a drought when it comes to victories. Gentlemates, I mean, can they go back to back? Can they start off this split exactly how they finished the last one?
It is a team that we seem to always be questioning whether or not they are as good as their results seem to suggest. Well, question no more. This team is legit. Big size of relief as well for both BDS and for KC when it comes to their qualification for London. Both the teams that are sort of the outliers have been eliminated in the semi-finals. Oxygen, I don't know. They might not be outliers for too much longer.
Oh yeah, I still think Oxygen can take a lot of positives away from this run today. They've played exceptionally well. They really pushed Gentlemates to the limit here, had a great advantage on them, and I think they're going to learn from their mistakes today and become even stronger. But they are out. It is going to be an all-French final again. Vitality versus Gentlemates coming up after the break.
An insane battle transpired prior to this break as Gentlemates and Oxygen fought to be Vitality's opponent in the grand finals. Oxygen, however, could not keep the ice through the 7th game, and Gentlemates came out as our victors. Welcome back to the European Qualifier number 4. The grand finals looms around the corner, but first, say hello to James and Johnny. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, wait, I thought you were talking to the Twitch chat.
I was. I'm waiting for them to say hello. There's a bit of a delay, so we're just going to...
Good to be here.
Anyway.
Honestly, a crazy series. Wonderfully done.
Yeah, no, this was, I think, what we wanted. Going into a grand finals, you need something to build you up to that, and this certainly was that, James. This certainly was something to get us excited for what's to come.
Oh, maybe I'm a little bit biased, maybe because I picked Oxygen to win this one, but I thought they had it. I thought they came out looking so strong.
Same.
Some really big moments, but Gentlemates, they persevered in Copenhagen and they persevered here in this first online qualifier. What a way to come back.
Man, they're just so efficient. They look so horrible to play against, Gentlemates. I don't envy Oxygen, getting a chance. Sometimes you watch pro player like, oh, that looks like it'd be fun to hop in that lobby and mess around. No, I don't want to play against Gentlemates. That just looks like it would be a nightmare. Every time you 50-50 the ball, they're like, yeah, knew you were going to do that. What were you thinking? Yeah, Oxygen have got a lot to learn from this. They definitely missed some key opportunities. Archie missed a big chance in Game 6 to win it and ended up costing them the attack that actually got countered. Right. They lost, so even more of a sting. But yeah, definitely, I think they've got what it takes to continue at this level and be a real threat to the French top 4.
Well, I want to keep picking your brains then, Johnny, because we do have our grand finals on the way here. I know you were watching the teams earlier, and you maybe some things you noticed, something to get us prepped going into this grand finals. Give us the big brain analysis here.
Well, I actually want to use a strat that Vitality, or show you guys a strat Vitality have used to good success today that you can use in your own games. It's actually a pretty easy one to try with you and your friends. Maybe not as easy to do when you're playing random ranked, but when you're playing with your teammates, you're in comms and you want to try a little bit more advanced pro player rotation. We always talk about back post rotation and defense. You can do the same thing in attack as well. There's different ways you can end up in this spot to use attacking back post rotation to support your teammates. So this is one example of it. Radosin just lunging in at the back post. This is very hard to defend when you spot a quick attack on the counter down the line like this. Coming into the back post like Radosin does here is a lot harder to defend against, because if the ball does go near post, you can get there. As far post, you can still get there. Notice Zen, by comparison, he's really stretching. He maybe would have got there, but much harder to reach if you're on that far side there. The same thing can happen as you're leaving an attack. It's not just about counters. Zen in this position has just actually finished being a part of an attack. Instead of just going all the way back, he loops back into the attack from the back post. And look at the defender POV here. Zen just comes out of nowhere. You've got no chance of seeing that coming if you attack from the back post like this. If Zen was coming from the near post, Ivan would have seen him. You can also do this, more deliberately with passing plays. So this is an example of Zen again. Love that he just sticks around in the play here with low boost. But you will notice Radosin there giving him an option at that back post. He doesn't just get behind Zen and follow him and wait for Zen to flick the crossbar. No, he gives him an option, and that just makes it so much harder for Ivan, the defender, to cover all of the opportunities that Vitality are threatening. Because Zen could be shooting, he could be passing. That's where Radosin being here, even if Zen decides to take a touch and dribble, Radosin being there just makes the defender think twice. Now, they didn't make the grand final, but Oski shows an example of the same idea in Game 6. You can do this off boost steals a lot. Instead of leaving to go back to midfield, you just turn, come in at the back post. Again, similar to that first play from Zed, the second play we watched. If you just make a boost steal and look to loop back in, you can attack the defense from the back post and they won't see you coming.
All right, so rotate back post, play offense on back post, and then probably get saved by back post, as we saw earlier.
Yeah, well, the reason you get saved, the post is still going to save your shots. But the reason it's a bit more tricky to do that in random ranked games, if you just queue up with some random players, the deep player in your team is going to think, okay, you've gone, now the other player's gone, it's my turn, and they're going to double commit with you if you do break rotation like this at the back post. So much better to do that with your mates in Discord, in comms, than in solo queue. If you can sometimes pull it off in solo queue, but you've got to make it really obvious. You don't want to be double committing.
Don't try to do anything smart in solo queue. That's just generally the rule of thumb here. Let's move on though, because the grand finals is coming our way. It's going to be a good one, in my opinion, because Gentlemates have been here before. I mean, look at them. They've crushed their way through. It wasn't the easiest. It got harder as it went. Oxygen put up a good fight, but they're up against Vitality, our reigning world champions. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle, but they've been in the Grands before. They just haven't been able to take one, so maybe they can come up victorious here. I'm excited. James, Team Vitality versus Gentlemates. Give me your thoughts on the match.
Well, I'm just curious to see how Vitality is going to stack up against Gentlemates, who had a really crazy, competitive semifinal, whereas Vitality, it was a breeze for them. They walked through without breaking a sweat. So, and also they've been cooling down this whole time. So I think we're going to see Gentlemates be able to pick up game one, get off to a hot start just from the fact that they were so locked in, had such close series. They're warmed up and ready to go.
Johnny, looking at Gentlemates here, they just came off a match. Vitality obviously had to wait a little bit. Do you think that's going to help them out at all going up against the Vitality that, as James just said, kind of cruised on through a little bit easier than Gentlemates?
I don't think that Gentlemates will be too worried about that. I mean, if there's one team that I know will not mind winning a game 7 by the skin of their teeth, it's Gentlemates. I mean, it's what they did at the Copenhagen Major. They won so many games by 1 goal. They won every series that they played on the run to the grand final by 1 game, 4-3, 4-3. So whether they're winning, losing in the tie, they are just Mr. Consistent. It's Vitality that are maybe a higher ceiling, lower floor. Looking at how they've performed this season so far. Sometimes, they show up like they did against Fury at Copenhagen. Radosin is on form, Alpha's on form, and Zen is still him. But other times, they show up and they're all team bumping each other and they look a bit lost. Now, this event's been more of the prior, so I think that they do look like the team to beat right now on form, but I don't think Gentlemates are going to be bothered in the slightest.
Yeah, Vitality, as I said before, reigning world champs. They obviously have a lot they want to climb back to. I forget who was talking to them about Fairy Peak. Was it you, James? Talking about just the drive that can maybe be lost when winning a world championship title, and then afterwards, what's your goal? What do you do? But they've mentioned they have not lost that motivation. It's always game time for them. I've talked to a few other people before too, and they said, yeah, this is a team with a win mentality. This is a team, James, that has that ego they need to push through and never get in their own heads.
Well, I mean, Vitality was the team that inspired the world when it comes to Rocket League. It's why all the teams made huge roster moves, was to play catch up. Nobody thought that you could beat Rocket League. Then Zen came in and had the perfect split, rolling right into a world championship. No, it truly was inspiring to a lot of these players. And especially that French community. You saw a lot of these French players form these super teams with the sole goal of taking Vitality down. And we saw Gentlemates accomplish that as the 4th seed in Copenhagen. But what we have now is the 2 most recent LAN champions squaring up for a European qualifier grand final. So this is going to be fireworks.
It's actually really interesting. Keep those hashtags going right now for Gentlemates or Vitality. But it's interesting watching all the player cams there. A lot of them actually, oftentimes we'll see smiles before matches, but not this one. Everyone seemed very much locked in. I think this probably means a lot for both of these teams in this qualifier to step up. But let's see what we think. Let's get our predictions on the board. Do we believe Gentlemates can get their first one, or is Vitality coming through? James, again the odd one out. This didn't go well for you last time.
It hasn't gone well for me today. I've been wrong every single time. The coin is outperforming me today. If that says
it says a lot.
But I think Gentlemates are going to be able to get out to a quick start, catch Vitality a little bit off balance to a slow start, just because you see that all the time, even throughout RLCS history. Those teams that have been playing recently, a lot of times it does have a tangible positive effect. And I think Gentlemates, as well as the confidence boost from winning this most recent world champion or most recent major in Copenhagen, and then you pair that with the fact that they have been having some really high level matches that have forced them to be locked in. I think they've got a lot going for them right now.
All right, well, let's see what if the coin goes with you again, then you're in trouble.
Coin, It's
going orange. You're safe this time.
Thank goodness.
You're safe. We're in trouble though, Johnny.
Yeah, we might be. I mean, the coin's been pretty good today. It's been a good coin, but both teams have a lot to prove. Despite being major winners and world winners, they've not won a regional recently, so it's all on the line.
Chat's going Vitality as well. We can only do one thing to find out an answer, and it's play the match. It's ready to go. Stumpy and CJ to bring you the grand finals. The grand finals is upon us. 2 teams are Major 1 winners and reigning world champs. Either way, Europe's top 4 prevails at last above all other challengers to the throne. It's Vitality versus Gentlemates.
Just when you thought we might get some good old-fashioned British bangers and mash in the grand final, the Fun Police, more commonly known as the French, remind us all who's boss. I guess we'll have to settle for the reigning major champs taking on the kings of the world. Stumpy Goblin, let's get stuck in.
It's always escargot at the end of the day. It's escargot, it's baguettes, it's never fish and chips or black pudding or anything like that, but it is going to be an absolute screamer of a match. Vitality and Gentlemates have played literally once before. It went to all 7 games, all the way back in the first qualifier for the first major, and Gentlemates took it 4-3, a 28-goal thriller. Are we going to be able to see something just as good in our opening time here for Major 2?
I'm not sure anyone likes black pudding, Stumpy, but you put it perfectly. I can't believe there's people saying, oh, what a boring, another French final. They played each other once. It's the world champs against the Copenhagen major winners. There's so much at stake here. The storylines, the ramifications. I absolutely love it. I hope we get a banging series. Maybe better than that first semi-final that myself...
I don't know, mate.
That's a... Huh?
I've personally put it out my head. Don't know about you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what?
Forget about it, rinse. Let's get a rinse repeat of the last semi. Maybe a Game 7 champ field here in the grand final. Vitality so impressive in that semi. It's there with the double, almost the perfect start in this grand final.
And tell you what, every team's been firing on all cylinders today, especially with Vitality. I feel like no player was looking like the odd one out whatsoever. Radosin, that Johnny Boy was pointing out a lot, going to his back post, being an absolute nuisance and opening it up for his teammates has been the real difference maker. Attached though with a reset, goes low, and Zen manages to block both high and low, can get it away. And Alpha comes in to give it the second touch. Juicy with a low ground pinch, and we're seeing real ebbs and flows of attack and defense for both sides here.
Oh, really impressive start though for Gentlemates. This offense, good Zen though, just carrying that ball downfield. Alpha 54, corner touch. Seiko won't get there. Alpha wanted to skin. Catchy though, nice counter-attack coming through for Gentlemates, looking for the bump. It's the K-Corp special that just rinse repeat from their French brethren. Couldn't quite get it to work though. I love the attack early, both sides looking good.
Both sides slinging a lot of power at each other's nets, but so far it's now Seiko in the midfield trying to get it long. Radosin then sends it up high with no different Vitality following. Alpha very low on boost, not in tune with that play. Zen then pre-jumps, and we saw how deadly those pre-jumps were earlier from Vitality against Resolve. It shut them down repeatedly, CJ.
Yeah, this is a far more experienced outfit though. The major champs, as we said, and well, we'll have to see if they've got any. Hang on a minute. Okay, well, I'm about to pump them up a little bit. I was about to pump the tires up. I know that the last series they weren't in unbelievable form, but I tell you what, they're pretty clutch, aren't they? You saw Oxygen falter a couple of times. Even Game 6, Gentlemates Stumpy, they were down 2-0 in that game, brought it back to level and forced that champ field. We all know how that final game went, so they're just such a clutch team. And as Johnny said, I feel like they're a team that they don't really change their play style on land, under pressure, no matter where they are.
Got Juicy, the recent major in Copenhagen, the MVP of that entire major. Gone for a couple of exciting shots here so far. Hasn't been able to land any, but definitely showing what's in his arsenal. Under 2 minutes remaining, Seiko challenging in the air versus Alpha, who's now out of boost. Zendo with a full 100 in the tank. Pops the ball back out towards Radosin with 100. Juicy half boost. Not too much further than the halfway line, and Zen, even though moving out the play, keeps his boost. Air dribbles over the top, can nearly get the bump. Attach then blocks out one. Alpha has to just go for a pop to the backboard. Can't get anything from it, and that defense holds incredibly firm for the mates.
Yeah, they're a bit of a brick wall. We saw that in the game number 7. That's a great fake from Zen, though. Goes low on everyone. Reset, ground pinch. Vitality 1-0.
If that's not what the Golden Hornets need, then I don't know what. It's a reset from the ceiling, down, and then before it can bounce back up again, Zen is there to make contact below the second defender. It was a double low play. Sometimes I'll then bounce up high then for the second reset. Instead, he goes low again. Very good movement, completely outwits everybody on Gentlemates. And then Vitality with only 80 seconds remaining with the lead. Radosin wants to go for a dunk, but Juicy can put it to the corner.
What you got to do against Gentlemates. You've really got to outwit them, as you said, outsmart them. They're not going to give you those cheap goals, but Zen has just been so impressive. That first semi-final, against Resolve. He barely made a mistake defensively down the other end as well. And that's the first crucial goal. There's a big mistake from Seiko. Crept front post, no one back post. Almost number 2 on the board for Vitality. 50 seconds left. Can Genomates tie it up here in game number 1? It would be, as you said, the Golden Hornets. Nearly flawless so far. This in that first semi-final. Juicy pushes it forward. 40 seconds on the clock. Still in this orange half. Itachi meets the 50. Seiko gets a pass. Itachi's still there. He's looking for a bump. Pop across. Here's Juicy. What has he got? Alpha. He's looking for the drop down as well, but there it is. There's just no coverage. There's no teamwork on the offense from Gentlemates. Seiko trying to force this ball downfield. 20 seconds left.
It's awkward though, as now Juicy goes to one flick up behind. Zen is on the backboard, so can clear it away with 100 boost stolen by Seiko. Is then going to leave a lot of players on Vitality low. Alpha has to steal that 100, even though he was already on 80 or so. A little bit of boost wastage, but it takes it away from a Gentlemates player. Final 5. Pressure fully in the blue half as well. Little chance for Gentlemates to work their way out. And with Zen getting the final touch, it rolls along the floor. 0 seconds. Ticks over. Vitality, game number 1.
How smart was that final minute from Vitality? How many times, Stumpy, do we see a side that's up 1-0 for some reason, try and score another goal, throw everything at an offense? You saw there, Alpha, the only man with boost. He took it upon himself to almost play it like a 1v3. Just get some challenges, be annoying up front, and let Redosin and Zen grab the boost and get back in there. Zen with 540-point MVP performance in game 1, if you don't mind, ladies and gents. He is something else at the moment.
Yeah, 5 shots to him too, making sure that he's putting on pressure after pressure. But I mean, what I like most about that final play is that he said Alpha had the boost. It was also a 2v1 in that situation, and they didn't push it too hard. They didn't make it... They didn't try to overextend themselves to then leave them open to a counterattack. That's what Gentlemates do so incredibly well. Go for this counters, go for the long shots. Mentality thought, okay, we got one. Doesn't matter. We'll take it to the side. I'm low on boost, and I know my teammates aren't in great positions. Let's chill it out. And they did it. They did it wonderfully. A 1-0 for Vitality. Great game management, but it shows how close these games can be, especially that one goal going in around halftime.
Yeah, it certainly it felt to me coming into this game that Gentlemates would start stronger, purely because they played the more recent semi-final and that adrenaline from the Game 7 win, the confidence they can take from that. But you can also get that adrenaline dump. We talked about it with Resolve after their big win yesterday against BDS. And I mean, personal experience, Thumpy, when you do win a big semi-final, it's such a short turnaround. You know, you got 10-15 minutes into that grand final. For me, it's all about just hopping away from the setup, grabbing a banana or something, trying to re-energize yourself. But at the moment, here's Vitality to strike first.
Grab a couple of the halftime oranges for the blue side. And Gentlemates are trying to make sure that that energy is going to be reflected in their gameplay. 30 seconds gone. They finally got a good chance to push downfield. Ball pops out towards Seiko. Goes high with it, but relinquishing control over towards Redosin, who then misses the second touch. Itachi's up, finds the ceiling, gets a reset. Zen, with no challenges towards him, can happily take his time, though. And I'd love to see Gentlemates really force the issue when they've got a bit of pressure.
Nice demo coming through from Alpha. Zen now going to meet Seiko in the air, just completely dusts him. Redosin just hanging around like a bad smell in that offense. Gentlemates trying to get him out of there. He's made a career out of doing that. Pass down to Zen downfield. Juicy. Well, that's a really nice intercept from him. Gentlemates trying to control this midfield early on. It's a bit of a back and forward, as you said. Alpha doesn't get anything to work there. Clear downfield. Redosin scoops up the boost. Zen, nice beat in midfield again. Seiko wants to shape up, turns around, gets a 50 for his teammate.
That's what Seiko needs to do as well. Jump up quickly. Make sure that you force Zen to make a decision. Do you go high? Do you go low? Or are you going to try and go for those 50s, maybe lose it to a teammate that Gentlemates special? Instead, it makes him into a decision-making situation. And the fact that Seiko is going to be able to do that as soon as they get boost is going to be a big boon to the Gentlemates side. But setting up to the opposing team, let's do stuff quicker. Let's make sure that we are coming into those situations with a plan. We do then just stay low. We do then go high.
It's all about thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead. These days in Rocket League, it's not just about get one chance. Let's see if I can 1v3. Seiko launches it downfield. Zen right there. Juicy jumped at that as if Zen was invisible. I'm not sure why he went. There's a shot on net. Redosin, double commit coming through for Gentlemates. Alpha leaning. Does get a nice little win. Zen He's got low boost. How good are those indicators, by the way? I've been speaking about them all weekend long.
They're so good.
Just knowing who's got full moon, who's got half moon. So easy to look just with one glance. Zem gets the clear out. Seiko. Demos come through. Gentlemates should be able to push forward now. Seiko. It's a nice challenge. Everyone on the backboard there for Vitality. But look at this guy just pirouetting in the air, looking for the handoff, looking for the bump. Doesn't quite come through.
So far, 2 minutes 40. No goals coming in for either side. Juicy taking it low. Tries to dunk on Zen. Isn't able to now. 1v1 Zen via Tachi. Has to go for an early flick. Only 20 booster. Couldn't do too much with it. I would have liked to maybe seen him go for a low 50 or something, seeing as he had 2 players coming up behind him. Fortunately, just goes for quite a simple play. Now we hit that 2-minute mark. Itachi with a total eclipse of the boost. Hasn't got anything to push too much further downfield. However, he picks up 1, goes up, double, top corner. It's a total eclipse of the boost, but it's absolutely 1 in the back of the net.
Look how important this bump on the back wall was, and he just sniped it. He trusted Juicy to get the bump on Alpha sidewall, left the free backboard double. The reset top bins, that is top draw. That's quality stuff from Itachi. The Gentlemates finally get their first goal on the board.
It's that full team play too, making sure that he got past 2, and then the bump coming in on the backboard. Everybody involved for Gentlemates. And that lead, first time in the series. Of course, this was the first time they scored in this series, so it makes sense. With 90 seconds remaining, will a 1-0 lead be good for Gentlemates as it was for Vitality in Game 1?
Now let's see if they can do a little bit of anything you can do, I can do better here as Zen tries to get the ceiling. And Gentlemates, you can just tell how many times these guys scrim against each other. It's almost like they're just reading each other like a book. They know the tendencies. Zen with a reset this time to get the power that he wanted.
He uses that so cleverly as well, though, because he gets the reset, then immediately he recognises nothing's going to come from this. I'm not going to wait in the air. And so then uses the reset to then jump down and get to the floor a little bit quicker. That's the minutiae that these players are making sure that they work with. With a minute remaining, those minutiae, they need to build up into a goal for Vitality.
I can do that. Shot on net, top bins,
go on.
Juicy. 2-zip, Gentlemates. They got the space in the midfield. It came from a huge pinch. Zen didn't get the touch that he wanted, and that is a sniper of a shot. Gentlemates looking pretty good here in Game 2. Fantastic response.
Sometimes you need to go for a flip reset. You need to be fancy, show them the tech. Other times, you've just got to hit it hard. And that is the mantra that Juicy came into that shot with. Got it on the corner, sent it goalward, bish, bash, bosh. It's a goal for him.
Such a fantastic response, as we said. Redosin might be able to get one back. That's nice from Itachi in net. Low boost too, if you don't mind. He does now have no moon at all. That's an empty moon. And there's nothing going on in the tank right there, but 30 seconds left. As you said, Gentlemates, they've really pulled a Vitality here from game number 1. Got the early lead and trying to keep this clean sheet. Alpha with a reset. Can't quite get it to work. Zen's right on the scene, trying to force something to happen, but all they can do is bang their head against the sidewall at the moment. I think penetrating this Gentlemates defense.
Yeah, I feel like in the last 30 seconds or so, it felt a little bit defeatist to me, I would say, especially when you've got Seiko there chilling in net with like no boost. I appreciate there's like 5 seconds, but even at 30 seconds, they were just sort of hitting it into the sidewall, almost like begging Game 3 to come. But Vitality, doesn't matter what they do because Gentlemates have done it all. 2-0. Game number 2, and Game 3 will be going in level pegging.
They got ourselves a tied series. It was interesting that first game, and you never really know after game number 1, Stumpy, where it's going to go from there. Is the other team going to respond? How are Gentlemates feeling coming off that hot semi-final Game 7 win? And that's better. I feel like they were settled, perhaps a little bit rattled in that game number 1. You know, it is a short turnaround, as I said, playing that most recent semi-final. But now it looks like they're right in this grand final, and boy, I think we've got ourselves a series.
Keeps nice and warmed up though, whereas Vitality can go off and make sure they think a little bit. Both teams, I think, coming into it, into any given grand final, either going back to back or having a 1 series cool down session, you come into it with different advantages. So both sides making sure that the gameplay is going to be absolute top tier. The Gentlemates drawing it back up, and I love seeing them. Despite having that major win, they have not taken their foot off the gas whatsoever. It's another grand final for them. 2 on the trot for the mates.
Yeah, we were saying at the start of the weekend, Stumpy, they did it at the major, but do it online, which is almost the opposite of what we always say to any team, do it on land. We know they're so good on land, just a quality side that, as Johnny said, don't really drop their form or play any differently. Play any different no matter the situation. Right now,
bear in mind,
absolutely. Yes.
I was going to say, bear in mind as well, they've not won a regional event before. They haven't won an open qualifier. It was Carmine Corp every time before. They're the only team to have ever won a major without winning any of the open qualifiers going into that major. It's ridiculous. This would be their first open qualifier win. And I'm going to say it again, they've won a major. They're an outrageous team. How dare they?
I mean, they didn't drop a series at the major either. So it's ridiculous. There's a shot on net. Great save, Radosin. Zen trying to get a skim downfield. Here's Seiko with 100 boosts. Vitality are not really set up for this attack here. The reset on. Double commit save. Zen has to go as well. Gentlemates, they can keep this attack going. Short ceiling pinch. Alpha meets him. And Vitality do eventually clear it out. It was worrying signs early, but they've done quite well there.
Yeah, Zen does get a touch of the ceiling here, so he's going to slow down the ball. Itachi hoping that wasn't going to go to the ceiling, so he jumped up early. But with no boost now on his side, and it's relatively low across the board, it is easy pickings for Zen. Ball on his roof, full of ambition. It's an opener for Vitality.
He had a 1v1 in the last game, and you said the flick, he was low boost, he couldn't get it to work. That time, absolute perfection. The catch was quality, the finish even better, and Zen, well, he might be picking up that game 1 form all over again. Just so solid and, well, known for his 1v1 prowess. That's how he sort of emerged onto the scene. Just quality there. That's what you need. That's what I never had, Stumpy. Just individual ability in general.
You didn't have a lot of things, my friend. One of them, a good spawn point. Spawning in Australia is such a low IQ play.
Yeah, a little bad RNG, that's what I'll say. But I'll tell you what, if you're born in France and you like Rocket League, good luck.
You're laughing.
You've got a good career ahead of you. Itachi can't quite get the touch. Gentlemates, a little bit low on boost. Seiko the only one with 100 in the tank. And Radosin might be able to get the shot. Yes, he does. There's 0 in net. And Radosin, I was going to say he never misses. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth, but that time he strikes true.
I like seeing the fact that that play was so built up for like 3 attempts. Radosin just waiting somewhere near the middle, knowing that at some point that ball's going to go there. They have the full awareness that Gentlemates, they are not going to have any boost. Being able to defend a high up play, it gets sent high blocks, sent over high blocks. Finally, comes through. Rado waits from the assist off Alpha. Great play from Vitality, secures their second. As we approach 2 minutes elapsed in the game, we've not had a particularly high amount of chances through for Gentlemates.
I don't want to curse anyone, Stumpy, but I just had a thought.
Go on.
I think the crossbar's been pretty disappointing so far this series.
It has.
Really was performing yesterday, a little bit in the previous one as well with Oxygen, but so far...
Taking his foot off the gas, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe just want to sleep a little bit. Juicy with a whiff. Be the third on the board coming through for Vitality again. It's back and forth series, and this is Vitality's that goes. Zen wants one more. Landing out front. A lot of aggression coming through from Vitality, and look at them just winning these midfield challenges, but it comes with that boost control. Even Juicy now having to run it downfield, but he's got 0 in the tank. He's doing really well for the sake of it, but look like it had to go. Brilliant
Movement from Juicy too. He actually beats out 2 in his own corner as well, with about 10 boosts in total for the whole play. Extremely impressive from him. Of course, that major MVP. Then up high, challenges with 2. Itachi gets the ball. Juicy then goes to the second touch on the ball as Seiko removes Alpha entirely. Gentlemates needs something more than just defense, so Alpha around the side tries to get it central again. Seiko to send it long. Radosin middle. Zen, it's got a little bit too much juice on it. Zen does get it back central, which is just phenomenal work from him. But with no boost, he's not able to avoid the Juice Meister.
I just feel like anyone else would be just so far over them. But Zen's like, yeah, I'll get it. I'll probably get a middle. Watch this. It's just kind of who he is. He is last, though, and he needs to deal with the pressure if the flick comes through or the cut back in behind. But Zen, there he is, 0 boost. Just runs it all the way downfield. Seiko with the clear, but it's straight to Radosin. Doesn't get anything on net. Juicy. Let's find Itachi as well as has 0 boost for himself. Just launches it downfield. Finds Itachi off the wall. Tries to land on it to find a teammate. He's found Juicy again, and he's gone, boys, I've had 0 boost for 30 seconds. Stop handing me the ball.
I feel like Juicy at this point, bless him, he's like been avoiding a bump, and then he then, thinks, okay, I'll get a pad, and then he then has to clear the ball away, dribbles it down pitch, and still he looks back, 0 golden orbs on his entire return journey. Alpha with a player cleared out of the way. It is absolutely open for him.
Mate, he has sent that bloke to Jupiter. Look at this. Just he has sent him to another planet. That is an enormous bump. 3rd goal on the board. Everyone on Vitality with a goal now. A huge response again. It's back and forth. Game 2 was all about the Gentlemates, but Vitality, this is the most impressive game we've had from either side yet.
I think if we look at the ceiling after this game in this arena, we'll see a crack from where Itachi smashed into the ceiling. The structural integrity of the arena is completely compromised. And it all came from that bump, from him just nowhere else where he was going. He knew the pathing, got rid, no problem. And with 30 seconds left, it seems like Vitality are just cleaning up shop with these demos.
And just getting confirmation he has just re-entered the atmosphere. Good to hear. That's what
there he is.
That's a huge win there for Gentlemates, perhaps going into game 4. That was just an enormous bump. That's what we like seeing, though. The 1%ers that do separate the best teams. It's doing the little things. You know, we talked about with Resolve, Stumpy. It's, you know, perhaps diet, sleep, exercise. Well, sometimes it's just absolutely slamming the bloke in the air and clearing them out of the way. These little things all add up. So Tachi gets the 50 in net, but Gentlemates could not break through against Vitality. Such a strong performance from the Golden Hornets, grabbing all the Golden Orbs, boost-starving Gentlemates, and securing game number 3.
It really does seem like a very back-and-forth series, especially when you consider how, obviously, game 1, full Vitality. Game 2, you then look, okay, that's full Gentlemates this time. This time, 3-0, entirely Vitality. 6 shots in total for Gentlemates. It is not a high-shooting game whatsoever for the blue side. But who knows what's going to be coming in game number 4, especially when you think that Vitality and a potential timeout could be coming in. It's not being called, which I do find interesting. Maybe thinking, okay, you know what? We don't need to press the panic button just yet.
I'd call it. Itachi's still trying to drive back into the arena. He's trying to find the venue. And he might have concussion as well from breaking a hole in the roof of that stadium. But no timeout as far as we're concerned, and I think it's definitely way too late to call it. Yeah, players are into the game. No timeout. Let's see if they did need it. It has been back and forth. Perhaps, you know, the script is being trusted here by Gentlemate Stumpy. I think they're due to win this game.
So I love their confidence here in Utopia. Battles always going to be happening in the Roman Colosseum. 10 seconds gone. It's the pressure immediately on the side of Gentlemates. It's Juicy pushing in as well, making sure that his presence is absolutely known. Chance though in the midfield for this to just stay on the orange side, but instead Zen goes full face, full forward, full throttle into the ball, and now pressure building for Vitality.
Yeah, I'd love to see Gentlemates linking up down the offensive end, just maybe sending a number downfield. They're so good defensively setting up, but wouldn't mind them taking a few more risks with their rotations. Let's see if that can come through. There it is again. Seiko stealing Radosin's corner boost. It's a great start there. The little things can add up in terms of these rotations. Seiko just gets 50 by Zen. It's great work from Juicy though, and Alpha's just gone last man, but has managed to get a touch. That'll buy enough time for Zen. As you can see, he's got full moon back. He's absolutely chilling back there. 50 it out. Itachi gets a reset. Opts to back off. Seiko, all he can do is find Zen. Probably not the pass or the person that he wanted to give the ball to, but he's got it here again. Off the wall. Gonna take it low. Misses a reset. Radosin has to back up for that 100.
Browder just waits at the back, very intelligent, because he has no momentum. That 50 is just going to stay in the corner. So then lets Alpha come in and then get the challenge, hoping to pop it out a little bit further away. Didn't happen, but still the idea was there. Low boost this time. Again, Alpha's had low boost a good few times with Zen removing Itachi. Juicy has to spring back into action, and Itachi immediately off the spawn with low boost. He's in a very awkward position, just picking up pads on his way home.
Radosin with a little team bump, if you don't mind. Sometimes the positioning of even the best players, the best team in the world champs, still can look like your ranked games, ladies and gents, so don't lose hope. There's a 50 though from Seiko, dealt with pretty comfortably by Radosin. He's looking for bumps. Juicy does a wall dash 720 no scope off the sidewall, but has no boost. That 50 comes through. Radosin is awkward. Seiko wanted that one. Juicy looking for the side skim, misses. Clear goes downfield.
Just wide of the net as well, allowing Itachi to then boot it away towards Seiko. Full boost in the midfield, but sending it too high. Alpha with those pre-jumps. We said how scary those pre-jumps were earlier against Resolve. Resolve couldn't deal with them so far. Gentlemates are struggling to, but dealing with them much, much better. Seiko backboard. Alpha awkward as well, but still gets the block out. Juicy backflipping it straight towards net, but Zen with enough foresight to make sure that he rotates near post.
Yeah, I just love Juicy there, staying around, getting another touch, and pretty much sums up the current meta of Rocket League. It's not rotating out straight away. It's getting so much value from each rotation. You're getting a bump, you're stealing boost, getting an extra touch. Zen comes across to Radosin.
Another bump.
Seiko, but Alpha pushing forward. This is good pressure from Vitality. Everyone's in the corner from Gentlemates. It's awkward, and Radosin has pre-jumped the touch. Can he get the one? Oh, Seiko's missed. Where's Zen for the flip? Where on earth has Seiko found a flip from?
I've no idea, but I'm heartbroken for Radosin not getting that first one. Instead,
Never mind.
he grabs that cherry back and takes a second bite. No worries. It eludes every player on Vitality, and the angle from Radosin, that's nothing to laugh about. That is a really nice shot. Also, a surprise that the ball even gets to him in the first place, seeing as it goes through the entire back line of Gentlemates. And Vitality, with under 2 minutes remaining, they snatch the lead.
That's the Radosin special, isn't it? He almost rotates back post for the other team. It catches him out. 10 beats 2. Seiko with the save. More pressure coming through. Radosin misses that one. Alpha can back it up. Radosin, yeah, that's his trademark shot, rotating from their back corner, and it's almost like he just jumps into the comms with the other side, you know, back post. Oh, yeah, no worries. Hang on a minute. That wasn't my teammate. That's Radosin. Get out of here. Itachi misses it. That could have been a great chance for Gentlemates.
80 seconds, and Radosin just sending it long. No one's really there as Zen has got low boost, but Itachi with a reset sees the net relatively open. Alpha pinching it alongside him. Over the top again. It really feels like Gentlemates are struggling to get anything going here. Both sides on 3 shots. Rado into the corner. Itachi then receives the ball. Tries to air dribble over 1-2. Backboard up high. Seiko central. Juicy's there. A little bit too close. Juicy with a drop down. Rado with the in and out save. And then can work it past the halfway line. Finally, some ambition from Gentlemates, but it is not rewarded.
That's huge from Radosin, though. You can just see him charging downfield. He's probably bobbing his head to some upbeat music at the moment. That's what we like from Rado. Zen with a touch. It's a nice parry with 100 boost. Can get the ball downfield. Hang on a minute. Could be open. Juicy needs to get a touch. Great read from him. Just keeps it out of trouble, Stumpy.
And making sure that doesn't fall straight back towards Zen, who is up for the double. Juicy getting rid of control of the ball there and immediately letting Vitality back in. Alpha shooting with Seiko getting bumped by Zen. That was written in the stars before Seiko was born.
Yeah, you can just see the positional mistake there coming through from Gentlemates. Both of them playing second man in midfield. Seiko the one to choose to back off, but in the end, he was just a sitting duck, flat-footed, as you said. And 2-0 to Vitality, 20 seconds left. Kickoff strats come through. It's won by Seiko. He goes low, recognizes the pre-jump, but Zen still managing to get a touch. Vitality should be too good to lock this one away. 10 seconds left. They have to go now, Gentlemates. It's a fake coming through, but Zen again, just a defensive wall right now. Vitality will be moving on to match point. A huge game number 4 win.
That really had to be in as well from Seiko. I appreciate him shooting just a little bit above the crossbar, trying to go for the double, potentially with a teammate. Instead, it does not come to fruition. That's 2-0 Vitality, 3-1 in the series. And now, CJ, do we see Gentlemates take their timeout?
Well, you really have to, and they have done it. They have done it. Confirmed by everyone. Gentlemates with a timeout. Stumpy, this always happens, I feel like. A team doesn't call a timeout. And, you know, I don't want to say I'm really smart, but I say I think they probably should have called a timeout. Probably. And then they lose the next game, and then they call a timeout. I think it's too late.
You think it's too late? This doesn't change much?
Oh, well, no, it's not. Well, it's not too late, but it could have been, you know.
It could have been
just go earlier. As soon as that game, it was the most dominant game, that previous one by Vitality, not the one we just watched, but game number 3. I think you just call the timeout there and just, if anything, not to change up what you're doing, but let's just cool it off a little bit, because you could tell
Cool
Vitality were getting some momentum. Yeah, and it's as much of throwing off the other team as it is counter-stratting, if you would. So I think they might have let a game slip there. They didn't get a goal on the board. Vitality looks strong again. And now their backs against the wall. They've got to win 3 straight.
Incredibly hard. Yes, you're the major champions. Vitality, they are the world champions. Again, anybody who is like, oh, another French matchup, literally grow up, look in the mirror and figure out where you are right now, because this is the highest level Rocket League in the world, theoretically, and we are seeing Vitality take the full advantage. Zen enters his namesake state and just lays back in his
Zen?
chair.
Is that a wheelbarrow? What is that?
It's to hold all of their trophies.
Oh.
I don't know if it actually is, you believe me, but I feel bad.
Yeah, they need an entire room for that, not a little wagon. even know what that was.
Wagon.
A little wagon.
Really, I can't decide if I love or really hate how you said that.
You can choose to love it. Itachi, though, less pot plants, I'd say, than last time we spoke to him last split. I don't think they were real, though, however. This time he's opting for... Honestly, it looks like someone's house. I'm not sure where Genomates are this time for their boot camp.
It is good for them. I love that. But they need to make sure that they are actually figuring out what they want to do, what their game plan is for this upcoming game. It's now do or die. You lose here, Gentlemates, and you come second. That's all well and good, but you are losing out on vital points to Team Vitality, who are on a tear through the bracket. A 4-1 victory would be a statement against our current reigning champs.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but honestly, they've got to stop handing the ball to Zen for free with 100 boost, no challenge. I want to see some pre-jumps coming through from Gentlemates. I need more aggression from them. I mean, Vitality right now just looking really comfortable. I mean, you could see it in the timeout as well. Zen was falling asleep over there, reclining in his chair, as you said. So just maybe picking up the pace could be the difference here. Could rattle Vitality a touch.
That's what needs to be done. They need to be rattled. They need to be pushed and threatened and scared. Because right now, they seem extremely comfortable. No matter who's got the ball, they are going for confident plays, air dribble bumps, whatever it ends up being. Plays that you wouldn't go for if you were feeling nervy.
Look at him go. Look at Redosa go. He is just playing Demolition Derby at the moment. Forget about the Rocket League. This man is on a tear. Reset from Alpha. Oh, goodness. Maybe you didn't want the second one. Redosa just slotted that one away, but Vitality back straight off. No harm done. 100 boosts gathered for everyone on the team, and they're working it downfield again.
Pushed all the way downfield as well, not just to the halfway line, but it went the entire distance. Itachi setting it high, and a pre-jump from Seiko completely takes the ball away. It's one, it's two, it's nearly a dunk. No opportunity for it, but you see, again, ambition is the name of the game for Vitality.
I mean, the car control from Zen there's just been perfect, and that's scary. He looks on Song, but who from Gentlemates can get active? Well, not Seiko. He's not on the pitch at the moment. Alpha 54 removing him. Boost acquired for Juicy.
Bump.
Actually bumped off it. Seiko off the spawn. Does get in there. Redosa chooses to back off. Tries to leave
The
it
miss.
Zen, who's whiffed. A big mistake. The first one from Zen I've seen in a long time. Natachi gets the freest of goals.
And it's a very composed Gentlemates after that as well. They didn't go crazy. They didn't go bonkers. They were just sitting there. You know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it. We can chill. It is okay. And Gentlemates, they need to make sure that composure is going to be staying throughout this entire series as well. You're not going to be able to have those goals too often. Either you hold on to this 1-goal lead, or you actually go through and outmaneuver them for future goals to secure the game.
Yeah, this is where you've got to capitalise. But Zen's got to reset. And that's what champs do. You make one mistake, you fix it yourself. Catches it off the wall. Half a boost in the tank. Gets the pre-flip into the reset. Over Juicy with 100 boost. And Seiko cannot get there in time.
Unfortunate for Gentlemates, realistically. It's Zen on such low boost, and he outplays every single one of them. He had about 30 or so. It's a masterclass in how to play with low boost. And with approaching the halfway line as well. That's not what Gentlemates wanted, especially after securing the lead for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I was about to say, when Zen made that mistake, you know, Gentlemates get a freebie. We're almost leaning forward then and going, okay, here we go, if you Gentlemates. This is our little window, a little mistake. And then Zen goes and does that. There's almost another shot. Itachi with a huge save. No boost, though. Hands it off to Seiko. He just rifles it downfield. Zen with the catch. We're giving the ball up too much this game, apart from that glaring mistake earlier. Juicy, no boost. Into the middle, but Gentlemates trying to work this ball out. Just getting beaten to the ball a couple of times. At least that leaves Itachi, who's been removed. Zen placement, top beats wide. Redosa just goes straight past that one. Vitality almost getting the lead.
That was repeat attempts on net as well. An awkward one straight back out from Seiko, but good play in the end as Itachi does follow up on it. So great teamwork from the both of them. Juicy on no boost, a total eclipse in his tank. Redosa right-hand side pinches across to the other side. Zen challenges versus Seiko. Zen's going to be coming out the better of that one. Juicy taking a low challenge. Rado going Coco Bonanza on the back line of Gentlemates, setting up these chances with those demos. That is his bread and butter in this game.
Rado's trajectory is a little bit off twice in a row now. He's sailing past that one as well. He's giving the ball windburn. Might need to apply some ointment to that one. Here we go, Alpha. There's the fake. Where's Zen? Here he is. Reset, follow-up. Seiko, huge save. But Alpha's in again. The pressure's too much. Vitality get the lead with over a minute left.
And you know what? We could not have seen an opposite reaction from the Gentlemate's goal previously and Radosin just then. Jumping up in his chair, fist pumping, going crazy. Bro didn't even score or get the assist. He's just there on the pitch, and he opened up that time and time again. But Vitality, they've earned another goal, and this is Gentlemates chasing once again off the kickoff. Zen trying to 50 it over with Seiko. Pinches long, Itachi low boost once more, and my gosh, have they been low boost time and time again.
I mean, Radosin's laughing, going, boys, I haven't hit the ball in 2.5 minutes. This is going swimmingly. 2-1 lead. 50 seconds left. That's over, Alpha. Is there a chance for Gentlemates? They've got to get busy if they want to have a crack at this grand final right now. Backs against the wall. Juicy.
Radosin's on 18 points.
Huge.
I'm sorry.
Radosin's on 18 points.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt. Radosin was on 18 points.
He's on 20. We're on Radosin watch for the rest of this game. Juicy with a touch. What can they do? Gentlemates, they have to go. Radosin has not hit the ball. They're winning a 2v3 at the moment, Vitality. And Radosin loves it. He's bouncing up and down in his chair. There's 20 seconds left. It's a grand final, for goodness sake. Zen with a touch. What can Juicy do? 15 on the clock, Stumpy.
15 on the clock and only 32 points for Radosin, by the way. Juicy shoots on an open net, goes completely wide. That was the equaliser. It was sat perfectly for them. Gentlemates and Juicy letting that chance go in its entirety. Pump long from Rado. Thank you very much. That's a couple of points. And you know what? That is an open qualifier trophy.
The world champs are well and truly back. Radosin, 76 points, but it's the best 76 points you've seen in your life, ladies and gents. Vitality too strong. 4-1 win, and look at the celebrations. They're up and about. They're loving it.
And you know what? Vitality earned every single one of those goals and games. They outclassed Gentlemates here today. And Gentlemates, you see how much it means. They're coming off the back of major championship. It's going to hit these players hard. Juicy, his last experience here was winning, lifting a trophy at a LAN. But this is what builds character. All these players have lost at various points in their careers, and we look back and we see that they have just gone on to win even more. What a performance, CJ, from Vitality.
Yeah, they just look so strong. Aside from that game, they lost 1 or 2-0, I believe. They really turned it on. The timeout buff didn't even come through either for Gentlemates, which usually is such a strong factor in Europe. But as he said, you can see how much it means. Juicy feeling that one, losing that grand final. But as you said,
somebody give the boy a hug, please, by the way.
Come on, get around him a little bit. But I mean, for him, it just goes to show how competitive he is. If that was me, Stumpy, I'm a major champion, I'd be thinking, oh, well, but every single game, every single series, there's rivalries on the line, everything, the competitiveness, that's what pushes these guys to be the absolute best in the scene. But Gentlemate Stumpy, they'll still take a nice little top 2. Huge for points for the major and the World Championships.
Yeah, regardless, they're still looking at earning 16 points for that second place. It sets them up incredibly well going towards our upcoming major in London. If you don't have tickets, please head to ticketmaster.co.uk. Figure it out. Make sure that you come. It's going to be brilliant over at the Copper Box. There's Juicy, which is nice. Vitality, 20 points. They are number 1 in Europe right now. And these points, bear in mind, are also going towards that world seeding for the bigger picture.
Yeah, world's absolutely everything. I'll be thinking about that, but the major as well. What a series, Stumpy. It was a pleasure. And again, you know, sometimes they're not always going to go Game 7. They're not always belters, but we had some fun along the way. Good to see the world champs back. They are so back.
Yes. Vitality. Well done, Gentlemates. A lot to learn from that, I think, as ever. Go back to the drawing board, figure it out. There's still 2 more open qualifiers on their way. But for today, for this very Sunday, there are no more series left. Everybody, it has been an absolute pleasure. Desk, whenever you're on, I think I'm going to throw you a little bit too early. What you got to say, please?
Oh, just a little early. It's okay. It was an exhausting day of some exciting matches, but Vitality made it nice and quick for everyone at the end there. 4-1, they take down Gentlemates. You could see the devastation, though, James, and Gentlemates. faces there at the end. They as the caster just mentioned, they just come off a major win, and then they get so close again to another grand finals, but shut down.
Even in those final moments, coming so close to tying things up and forcing overtime, couldn't quite find the accurate shot in that intense moment. But it is heartbreaking. All those players so competitive, but for both of these teams, they put themselves in such a good position, focusing towards London, and that's really going to be the main goal. I'm sure it stings now, but a top two for Gentlemates coming off the back of that major victory. Still an incredible result for them, looking towards that world championship. But it's exciting to see Vitality back on top. And man, Zen was impressive. He really was.
Yeah, Johnny, with the Vitality back swinging like this again, I mean, do we feel like, hey, this is back to the peak domination Vitality we saw before? Or if K-Corp was in this grand finals, is things like where's our feel on Vitality and their return to glory?
They're not there yet. They're not there yet. I mean, they won 4 events, 5 events in a row. So one event, I mean, they're 20% of the way there. But you did mention their Karmi Corp. They seem to have Vitality's number pretty well when the two teams do match up. They didn't lose to them this weekend. They lost to BDS in Swiss, so didn't play them. But yeah, they've taken down Gentlemates. I think they'll also want to beat BDS, beat Karmi Corp, and win all the regionals. Then they'll feel like they're back when they can perfect sweep another split. But you saw how much it meant to them. I mean, this is a team with so much success, and the same roster who just won 5 events in a row at the tail end of last season, celebrating like it's their first regional win ever. That just shows how much it means to them.
Yeah, no, I think what's important is that, again, something we mentioned before is that these are players that have that we can win this, we're really good mentality. That, I mean, you see it in Radosin too. Even if he's just driving around for demos, the second goal goes in, he's celebrating the hardest anyone could ever celebrate. And I think that's such a good indicator, James, of the mentality this team has, that they can win. So when they win, it's so important to them.
Oh, certainly. Radosin, he's such a personality.
I love him.
He really does have the ability to elevate a team, but Vitality overall was fantastic. Alpha scoring so many goals. You had the solo plays from Zen as well, like the catch off the sidewall and the flip reset play. All around, Vitality, they looked great. They deserve the win.
Right. Well, with that win, Team Vitality secure themselves a qualifier, and we are standing by now with one of the winners for an interview.
And it is the man that you just saw on your screen, Radosin, joining us to talk about the victory just now. Firstly, Radosin, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really want to talk to you about the season so far. But more than anything else, how does it feel for you guys to be winning events again after so long?
It feels really good because it's been a long time we didn't win one event, so that's pretty good to win one before a major or world. It gives us confidence. So yeah.
What's different this time? Why was this the one that you guys won, but compared to other events?
Like last season we won everything. Like it was not that easy, but like we are better than all other team. No, we are world champ. It's a hard season for us because everyone wants to beat us. So winning this, it's amazing. Like
you did mention how this season you have been taking losses. What has it been like behind the scenes? What are the vibes like for the team now that not everything has been won, but you guys seem to really enjoy playing with each other?
We really love to play with each other because Zen and Alpha, we are close friends. Like we talk every time outside of the game, and so we enjoy to play together. We are like a family.
Now you guys are first when it comes to getting to London. How are we feeling about France when it comes to London? Is it going to be 4 French teams, or is another team? Is another team going to make their way in?
I think Oxygen maybe can do it. They are really good with adding Joyo in their roster. So I think Oxygen can really do a major this season.
And before I let you go and celebrate your victory, is there anything you want to say to the fans of Vitality?
In French?
As long as you keep it clean, go ahead.
Ok. Bah, merci à tous les gars pour le soutien. Ça fait extrêmement plaisir. On vit vraiment une saison difficile. On a vraiment besoin de votre soutien. Quand on a gagné les Worlds, on s'attendait pas à ce que ça soit aussi difficile la saison prochaine. Et le soutien que vous apportiez tous les jours, bah, ça nous fait extrêmement plaisir et ça nous motive à venir chercher des victoires comme aujourd'hui.
Well, I will trust that was all clean. Radosin, congratulations on your win. Go and celebrate with the rest of your team. And Leaf, back to you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, good shout there. We got some flashbacks, but here's our
What do you say, Lee? Yeah, you know French, right?
He's just very kind, very motivated. He's good.
I think did he thank the fans for motivating him?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
It was very nice. Very classic PR. I very much appreciate it, Radosin. But yeah, no, there's a good win. You like to see it again with some of the chaos that we saw through this bracket, Johnny, at the beginning. You know, it's nice to see a little bit of familiarity, but I also do love that things mix up just a little bit because it keeps things spicy going forward.
Oh yeah, I mean the pressure's on now. Teams like BDS and Karmine Corp are on the outside looking into the top 4 now. I think they'll be fancying their chances in the Resolve matchup. But Oxygen, wow, what an event they've just had. Eliminating Karmine Corp, taking Gentlemates right down to the wire. Now Vitality were just on a different level in this playoffs, but Oxygen can be very happy with how things are going so far. Yeah, Resolve, if they can just get into another top 8, suddenly, you know, you're probably tied at 4th place going into the last event of the season. It's all up to Karmine Corp and BDS now to respond, because they're outside of the top 4 right now. And remember, it's the top 4 for the split that determines who goes to London, not the season points.
Right.
So that's really what teams are playing. That's the first thing they've got to be thinking about.
Yeah, these are the points, of course, leading towards our Landon 3.0. We'll try to sell you some tickets in just a few moments here, but let's look at the world's points, because season-wide, again, there was that large gap, James, that kind of apparated between the top 4, but with BDS out so early, it gave a chance for Oxygen and Resolve to catch up in that gap a little bit. Oxygen, obviously, James was looking for a grand finals, but I mean, it still at least helps a bit.
Oh yeah, and they got the respect from Radosin and many of the teams as well. Oxygen, that team you're going to be eyeing. There's a race shaping up right now between BDS and all those other team hopefuls. With Vitality winning this, they have a nice gap, especially in terms of Worlds, and they're going to be likely at the major as well. So that Team BDS is very vulnerable. And the other thing I want to say as well is it's going to put so much pressure on these teams to perform well in Swiss to avoid each other yet again. Because it's crazy that the top 4 avoided each other in the first place. But imagine you get a KC versus BDS in the quarters next time. It's entirely possible. So this is just going to make this season, or these next few qualifiers in Europe, that much more spicy.
Well, we'll find out. Again, we can only tell when we get back to our qualifier number 2, or well, 5, I guess. That'll be a little bit later. For now, I think we have some business to do, some house cleaning. Find out where our predictions are going. Chat, remember we've been tracking them all. I want to know how you do. I think they're doing well, actually. The coin, absolutely.
We're going to do the predictions. Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't get one right today. Hopefully I'm not even on there.
I think Shogun's in trouble again. Shogun keeps on coming dead last every single time.
Somehow Stumpy's
oh, thank goodness.
He is. Oh, I don't believe it. Well, I mean, everybody's had some mistakes, had some misses this time around, but Shogun is the most consistent this season. He is dead last in every single prediction metric. I don't know how he does it.
Well, where's the coin? Is there a second screen? We had a second screen last time that CJ was on.
I hope there's not a second screen.
I don't know if
I'd be on it.
James up there on the second screen. There is a second screen.
Please tell me there's not a second screen.
James!
Oh, no. Wait a second.
Wait,
I have the same as Shogun. Why does Shogun make the front page? That's bogus.
This coin is terrible. It's not like.
It's one off. It's one off. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty good.
It just looks
anything
bad.
other than 50% is a bad coin. It should be on 6. Like literally should be on 6 out of 12.
I just want to know
why
whoever makes those graphics. Do you like Shogun more than me? Because why does he get on the front page?
Well, you're the outsider looking in. We gotta haze you. Coming into this. Yeah, well, I talked before about we're going to sell you some tickets. Of course, we're always going to do that because we want you there hanging out with us at Landon in London for our next major. So, get online, get some tickets. Go to ticketmaster.co.uk. You love that? You love that, Johnny? .co.uk. Get your tickets.
It was a terrible joke the first time. It's a terrible joke.
Which is why I'm going to make it a third tomorrow or the next time. So
At least you didn't say co.uk. That would be the ultimate.
thanks for putting it in my brain.
You could go worse.
It's there now. I could slip up, but yeah, no, get them. Join us. Always electric in those environments. And it's always fun celebrating Rocket League as we work our way towards Worlds. Again, this is the last chance to get to a major before Worlds. There's only 2 in 2024.
Imagine as well if you were one of those rare people who had the opportunity to maybe go to both London events and you passed it up. If you let it happen,
You don't want to miss it. No,
Oh my
seriously,
gosh, I
it's
can't even
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It really is a must go, a must attend if you have the space in your calendar, if you've got the means to get there. I can't encourage you to go enough to go. I've gone once as a fan, once as a caster, and they're both brilliant. So definitely check it out. And yeah, NA's tonight, so be sure to check out that as well. NA qualifiers continue. The Rocket League action does not stop.
That's right. It doesn't stop at all. And throughout the week, it continues on. I remind you, the first touch is at 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. Always check that out. Give you a little snack in the middle before we get to your meals on the weekend. And next weekend's meal is North America. A couple other regions too, but North America on this channel kicks off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern for the pre-show. I'm not even going to tell you when kickoff is, so you have to come and watch the pre-show. It's going to be exciting. Thank you guys for joining us for this European qualifier for Major 2. That's it. We're done. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Let's move those feet.